I don't want to set the world on fire.
Please welcome Tom Dummey.
A flame in your heart.
I'm here, and your
In
white
my
privilege isn't
heart,
going
I
to save
have
you
but
tonight, okay, guys?
one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim.
Any government is to monopolize as much violence as possible in order for it to inflict it on as many citizens as possible.
I've been on this weird anarchist arc for a few months now. This is playing by their rules, exactly how they are written.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame.
You're watching the Dog and Chicken Show. Like, share, subscribe.
Oh, well, welcome one and all to the K.O.E. Nation, folks. How are we all doing, folks? How are we all doing in this very interesting, beautiful adventure we call life? I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, and one damn handsome man, if I do say so myself, folks. How are we all doing this evening in this beautiful, beautiful adventure we call life, folks? It has been an interesting time, trials, tribulations of all kinds. Yes, I'm actually doing the Mr. Rogers change here. Lynn West 2 goes super. Thanks for asking. Super. Thanks for asking. Folks, this is a time of the year. It's usually a time for celebration, but this has been a time for introspection lately for your King of Extreme. It's been a time for mourning and introspection, but we are now coming back, folks. I am now back out for all of you beautiful people to see, and it is just in time for that one time, the necessary time, one of the most essential times of the year, folks, and that is WrestleMania time. So before we get into the big topics today, the big topics du jour, I want to give you folks just a little preview of what to expect this weekend at WrestleMania, folks. Me and Chicken, we have ourselves a little challenge. We have a little gauntlet that's been thrown down. There is dispute as to who is the emperor of Big Buckin' Empire. I believe it to be me. He believes it to be him. It will all be solved this weekend at WrestleMania, folks. So you'd best be there and best check it out over at Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube is the place to be. And folks, here is just a small little preview of what we got coming over at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. I'm raising the stakes at WrestleMania, raising them like they've never been, because you question my title reign, Chicken. Yes, you do. And you know what? You have every right, sir. You do. You do. You have every right. And I'm going to clear that all up at WrestleMania, because I'm going to make an offer, Chicken, that you, sir, cannot refuse. Because at WrestleMania, I'm going to put it all on the line. And you know what? You and Tony, you can have every qualifier, every tiebreaker, every extra point. The audience, if the audience members can think up of a great extra point, like who's going to come out with an anime or Marvel DC based costume, whatever kind of extra point you can think of across WrestleMania, it's in. So long as you and Tony agree on it, it's in. Doesn't matter, Chicken. Any tiebreaker, any extra point. We can have dozens of them. I don't care. Bring them all, because I'm a fighting champion and I defend my championship, and I will do so at WrestleMania. And also, Chicken, but this is how I'm going to make you an offer you cannot refuse, sir. Because if I win at WrestleMania, you will have to acknowledge your tribal chief, because I'm putting something else on the line. If you can defeat me at WrestleMania, I am putting the emperorship of Big Buckin' Empire on the line. And if you win, you are now the emperor of Big Buckin' Empire. But if you lose, Chicken, you must acknowledge your tribal chief. So, do we have a deal?
I have problems with this. You were never the emperor of Big Bucket Empire.
There will be no dispute. There will be no denial after WrestleMania, chicken. And I'm giving everybody every caveat.
It's not yours to take or give or put up on the plate.
And you even showed it the other night how I acquired the emperorship, where I put my hand on the table, called it, and ran away no givesies backsies under the great no givesies backsies treaty of 1156. So,
all right.
chicken. All right. Yes, it is on, folks. The Emperorship of Big Bucket Empire, the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship, everything. The stakes have never been higher, and the road to WrestleMania. So, folks, you'd better be like, share, subscribe right here to Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast and to Big Bucket Empire to find out how this saga will end, and it will come to the climax at WrestleMania, folks. Chicken, you got something you want to add, sir?
No. I'm going to keep that one to myself because it might come down later on down the road. It might be a fun one that I bring up later. I'm not going to spoil it now because, I could have some fun with this, actually. Yeah.
A video, or what are you thinking?
Oh no. Much better than a video.
You've got some ideas for some,
I
extra points
some
and some tiebreakers.
fantastic ideas for when
man.
For when I win. I have so many fantastic ideas.
So it's all on the line, folks, because Chicken said I tried to finagle my way to a win here, which is not true, folks, but
he kind of rigged the system today.
No,
you could say he might have. You say he might have rigged the election. He might have, stolen the belt. He may have,
chicken, and that's why I'm putting it all on the line.
He may have colluded.
There was no collusion, but folks, I am putting it all on the line. And if you in the audience have a good idea for an extra point for WrestleMania, because we have the matches that are worth a point, and then we have all these different types of things.
Audience, I don't care about your points. I'm gonna pick the points to beat Phil.
Well, yeah. Oh, come on, bring them all. I'm a fighting champion, and I am your champion going into WrestleMania. Now, folks, gonna be honest.
I won the last two WrestleManias.
I do not have a good record going into WrestleManias. Okay, it's not the best record, but that's why I'm putting it all on the line, because if I win this one, then I get WrestleMania fucking bragging rights for a good fucking while on this one. So that's why I'm putting it all on the line, and that's why I'm putting myself up to any stipulation. So, Chicken, the only caveat is that now, folks, anybody in the audience, if you've got a good idea for an extra point idea, drop it in the comments of any Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast or Big Bucket Empire YouTube video. Any one of them, just say WrestleMania stipulation, and we, Tony and Chicken, will consider it, and it'll probably make it. If it's a good one, it's making it. But, folks, yes, we're putting it all on the line, so if I win, you will have to acknowledge your tribal chief. But this is going to be quite the climax, folks. WrestleMania, it all comes to a head. Big Bucket Empire, WrestleMania, K.O.E. Nation, Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. It all comes together, folks, and you need to be there for it as we head into the road to WrestleMania.
Now, look forward to getting my title back. Tonight was close. Tied for it. You are disputed, but I like what you got planned. I look forward to WrestleMania and all the weeks coming ahead, folks. Make sure you check out link down below, Linktree /Big Bucket. You see it scrolling on your screen at the very bottom. Make sure you click, join everything, subscribe to everything, all that good shit.
All that
Cheers.
Being said, thank you for joining us here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Every last one of you, raise a glass to yourselves, and I hope to find you back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E. You can find me at K.O.E Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. You can find Tony at Tony the Rod 2.0 on TikTok. You can find Chicken not only at Big Bucket Empire on YouTube, not only Big Bucket Empire on Facebook, not only Big Bucket Entertainment on Twitch. You can also find him Norwalk IRL on YouTube, and you can find all those amazing links right there at Linktree/Big Bucket. So it's the place to be. But folks, I can't wait to find you back here for the road to WrestleMania. It's all on the line. The belt's on the line. The emperorship of Big Bucket Empire's on the line. And bragging rights is on the line. This WrestleMania. Be there, folks. Don't miss it. Chicken, take it away.
As always, folks, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward. Don't forget a live show on Big Bucket at the end of the week here. Until then, and until the next pay-per-view, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. Good night. Bye.
Greatest match of all time. The biggest of all time. Back. Hells yeah, folks. And listen to that beautiful solo. Tony beatbox in the background.
Get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard to survive. El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.
Yes, folks, thank you. That was just a necessary little introduction to what you can expect for this evening, folks, and what you can expect this weekend over at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. And folks, keep that podcast name out your fucking mouth. Like, oh my God. Okay, folks, we've got to talk about it. Bring it on in. I know every last one of you were hoping back home that me, the great King of Extreme, would keep this fucking topic out my fucking mouth. Oh man, the Will Smith meltdown debacle. We were all there to see it. We were all there to hear it. It was really something. It because now we've all been able to just really examine it. We've all seen the Zapruder film. We've all seen it from all angles. We've all understood, and we've all got our own theories. Well, okay. We've got the things that we say publicly. And then we all have the thing that we all know what happened. Because I'm not saying anything that isn't already known to the public. Jada Smith had an affair on Will Smith with a man by the name, I think his name is August Ames, I think it is, or something like that. His first name is August. I do know that. And it was very public with it. And there was this whole thing where Will Smith has to have this public discussion about it. And you see him like break down, like wanting, like just seeing a man get ground down. And to be frank, Will Smith has for, I don't know, maybe like the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, basically since this has been public, has continuously been ritualistically humiliated by his wife, Jada Smith, with another man and other men, and publicly he has to just take this. And that clearly evidently, this is quite frustrating for him. Again, this is my own analysis. Take it for what it's worth. Throw in all those allegedlys that I got too, because Will Smith's got a way better legal team than me. But let's be frank. Yes, his wife had been ritualistically humiliating him with another man publicly, like very publicly, because Will Smith is worldwide known. And to be frank, I'm thinking he just took it for his kids. He's trying to hold his family together to keep some sense of security for his kids, is what I think he did there. And then we get to the awards, the award show, the Oscars, which, boy, nobody thought that was going to be an interesting thing, did they? So we get to the award show. Chris Rock is up on stage. Now, Chris Rock's a smart ass motherfucker, but he knows what he's doing. Well, hang on. We will get to that, Wahoo Sam. Am I the only one who thinks the slap looked super fake? We'll get to that. So then we've got the fact that Will Smith's wife, Jada, is now suffering from alopecia. And Chris Rock, he's cracking jokes at everybody. And then he goes to Jada Smith and says, G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see you. Or something along those lines. And Will Smith is like, he's laughing. He thinks it's pretty funny. Jada's not pleased. And then you see there's a moment where Jada and Will lock eyes. And this guy has been so fucking ground down that he had to respond in some way. Hang on one second. He had to respond in a way that would be very visible because, I mean, like, I'm sorry. We all know what that look was. The guy I cheated on you with wouldn't have let him say that. And suddenly, Will Smith goes from to motherfucker because he has been ritualistically humiliated publicly to the whole world for so long. And it all apparently, obviously, clearly came to a head at that award show. Goodness gracious. Will then, after Chris Rock goes, oh, that was a nice one. That was a nice one. Will Smith takes the stage and he starts charging. I'm just making sure of something here. Yes. It was the Oscars. I just want to make sure I got the award show right because let's be frank, none of us watch these shows. But yeah, so it was at the Oscars. He charges the stage. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this has got to be some sort of like gimmick or something. Like he's going to like give him a headlock, give him one of these, or something. It's going to be something silly. Chris Rock. Now, the thing that made me think this might have been bullshit for a second, but at the same time, Chris Rock's like, he's not stupid. He had his hands behind his back, put his chin out there, big old smile. And that's when I was thinking, oh, either Chris is in on the act here, or he's like, okay, Will, go ahead and smack me. I'll take a $200 million payday because... let's be frank, there's not a person within the sound of my voice that wouldn't have happily had Will Smith smack them in anger because like, well, guess you just get like, because yeah, if it wasn't a non-celebrity, they would just get a sale on the trust fund of life after Will Smith flips out and smacks them. But then so Will Smith walks up and now my thought is, okay, this is the one thing that I give some credence to what Wahoo Sam says here about the slap looking super fake. Chris Rock wasn't marked, didn't touch his face, which to his credit. If this was just legit, if there was no work, this is to his credit. If this was a work, my first thought was Will Smith was the actor in Ali. Surely he learned how to at least throw a punch. And that was just so nothing. Which was kind of shocking to me because like, wow, like if I was Chris Rock, that would have been my first joke. It's like, really, and they picked you to play Ali. Like, that'd have been the first thing out of my mouth. Yeah, Ali, everybody. But yeah, that was kind of my first thought there. Like, Wahoo Sam goes, if it was real, Chris Rock has to be the greatest showman ever to maintain composure. After, really, yeah, that is a testament to his showmanship. Where afterwards, he only really flubbed one line, and it was once they, he'd done the wow, that was the greatest day in television, or the greatest night in, or whatever. It was something along those lines. Yeah. So, but we're not done. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So the swing happens. He slaps him. Will Smith's walking away, and Chris Rock goes, "Oh my God." Like, he's in about as much shock as the rest of us. He goes, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Huh. Okay, folks. And then Will Smith sits down, and then he does the famous, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And then Chris comes back. It was a G.I. Jane joke. And then in this moment, just all of the anger, all the hatred, all of the shit that had been pent up within Will was just finally coming up, because this August kid, he ain't got a scratch on him. He ain't been fucking hit. The person that you can tell, deep down in your fucking heart of hearts, that's who Will really was seeing when he took that swing. He was seeing that August kid. He didn't even see Chris Rock in that moment. And when he come back, he goes, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And like, it was, as much as I hate to say, to me, it looked more like a fit. Like, if anybody's ever raised a toddler, it looked like a toddler having a fit. Just like if you've ever seen the movie Falling Down, we were watching a man in Hollywood falling down. That's the best way I can put it at that moment. And then I think after that, Denzel Washington came up and he was the one holding Jada's hand for the rest of the night and was comforting her. And Will Smith's or somebody within Will Smith's circle was who was comforting him. So clearly there's more tension here than we were led to believe. This was, oh fuck, this was bad. This was bad. And it all came to a head. But yes, we all know what really happens here. This was a man whose frustrations got the better of him. He got a minor joke sent his wife's way. His wife, through the look, pretty much communicated she didn't like that. Will had to seem like he was defending his wife in some way, because he's been letting so much go and people know it publicly. Wahoo Sam, I read reports that security apparently asked Will Smith to leave, but he just refused. Is that how security works in Hollywood? Well, here's the thing, though. Unfortunately, it kind of does, because if you're a security guard, are you going to drag Will Smith out? Honest question. If I was a security guard that night, I'm like, doesn't matter if I'm 1,000,000% in the right. Will Smith's got a better legal team. I'm going to be spending the rest of my life in fucking court one way or another. So yeah, unfortunately, there is very much like a rules for thee, not for me set of two different strata, especially when it comes to the Hollywood types. But so, like I said, that was very strange to me that Denzel Washington was the one that was comforting Jada. So there's a lot more unseen stuff that we don't know about, unfortunately. And so it's all just, it's a lot of speculation, but we're starting to get little bits and pieces of it. Chris Rock, like I said, to his credit, he just kept his chin out there and just fucking ate it, because he knew, because again, there's probably a part of him that's thinking, oh, please fucking hit me. Please fucking hit me. I will fucking be able to tell this story for 1,000,000 fucking years. And if I ever have a stand-up special, I will make $1 billion fucking dollars telling the story of how Will Smith walked up and fucking smacked the shit out of me on fucking live television. Are you kidding me? Yes, please. Please hit me, Will Smith. Like, yeah, that is... So there's probably a little bit of that too. That Chris Rock was like, "Oh, hit me, Will. I don't care if it's the tiniest little tap. I don't care. Just oh my god." Because yeah, Chris Rock is made now. Like this is basically he doesn't have to fucking worry about another thing for the rest of his life. He could fuck up everything going forward for a good long time, and he will still have a job. Off topic from Wahoo Sam, but do you think Nebraska farmers will up wheat production to make up for Russia, Ukraine, or will wheat production be ramped up elsewhere? I will get into that just in a moment here. I'm going to give my final thoughts. But folks, final thoughts on the Will Smith, Jada Smith, Chris Rock issue. First of all, I think it goes without saying, use your words. I mean, come on. But this was a man who has been pushed so far in the public and the privates that the slightest little anything, like, unfortunately, if some guy were to like bump into Will Smith on the streets and he wasn't a celebrity and he was going through something in some measure, he would probably flip out and go, "Fuck you," and he would like shove you. Like, this is a person that is falling down. And so, unfortunately, he needs to get away from the toxicity in his life. And I think we all know what that is, unfortunately. So, folks, this is one thing I do want to say. Till death do us part ain't nothing but some bullshit that some motherfucker wrote on a piece of paper a long motherfucking time ago. Don't mean nothing. If somebody is bad for your mental health, get the fuck away. Okay? Do what's best for you. All you can do is what's best for you. And don't let that kind of thing happen, because guess what? Will Smith was great man, great actor, but like my grandfather said, you can build a reputation over a lifetime and you can throw it all away in a second. And he did that night. And that's all I have to say about that. So now, moving on to Wahoo Sam, off topic, but do you think, actually, from what I've been hearing, wheat production's looking awful good. I don't think we're going to have a huge shortage. I think the shortages that people like Biden are talking about are going to come from not the fact that there isn't food, but just the getting the raw food materials to the processing manufacturer, then get it to the logistically to the grocery store. That there's going to be some nightmares involved with that before too terribly long. Like, honest to God, I know this isn't wheat, but it's all connected. The fucking livestock eats the grain. Like, it's all a fucking big symbiotic circle. Nobody fucking gets away for too long from anybody else in the ag prices. But just anecdotal, but when I went to Walmart just yesterday, I went to Walmart in York, Nebraska, completely sold out of chicken breasts, boneless chicken breasts. So, the big bags, they got the 2 pound, the 3 pound, the 5 pounds. I normally buy a 5 pound bag because, fuck it. That'll last a long ass time. Sold out. I go to Grand Island, Nebraska. Okay. Grand fucking Island. First Walmart sold out. Go to the second one. There's 3 pound bags of boneless chicken breasts left. I pick them all up because, well, fuck, apparently these are a goddamn delicacy now. And yeah, that's where we're getting at. So there's food shortages, but not exactly like it just doesn't exist. It's the logistics nightmares of getting it from field to plate. That's going to be where the real shortages come from. Now, in terms of Russia makes a lot of fucking wheat. I'm not going to deny and I'm not going to lie. Okay. They do make a lot of fucking wheat, but they rely on being able to export that as well. I mean, if the Russians are willing to really up how much they eat in wheat daily, they could sustain, complete, isolationism, I suppose. But, here in the Midwest, in Kansas especially, the wheat looks beautiful. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the wheat just looks, the winter wheat's going to be fine harvests, and but the prices are fucking high, and I think it's mostly off of what you're talking about here is all of this fucking this problem here. Now, whenever you see a port go up, whenever you see a port blow up, it's like, uh-oh, prices are going up. Because now, like you would think a farmer's like, oh, prices going up eternally. Like, it kind of depends. You don't want it to go up because of rampant inflation. And like, it just kind of depends on what the circumstances are. Because like, if the price goes up too much, the joke that a lot of cattle ranchers would always say is, sorry, folks, farmers, the cow just ain't going to eat $10 corn. He won't. He will not eat $10 corn. If corn's $10, we'll feed him something else. Cow just won't eat $10 corn. So the best thing to fix high prices is, in fact, high prices. Wahoo Sam, the one thing I noticed was pasta noodles being shortened, but that has been like that since around COVID, though maybe Russia would make things worse. The grain prices have been going kind of nuts lately. But this is just one of those things. I scarce make any predictions because we are in such an event-based market right now. I could say, well, all the market fundamentals say that it should do this. And then a fucking port gets blown up or some ship gets destroyed or whatever the fuck. And now it's like, oh, well, okay. Now it's about, so trying to make predictions right now is, hell, if you think you got the fucking in, I am all fucking ears, my friend. But in terms of, I've got a fuzzy idea because I'm doing my own marketing, but I'm definitely going to do that. Not to be construed as actual investment advice, because fuck, we're in the middle of World War III. What do you want from me? Oh, fuck it. That's funny as shit. But yeah, in terms of going further, we're a little over a month into this particular crisis, and it's gone in a very strange way. Like the thing that everybody seems to notice is the gas prices. Those are the things that everybody notices. Everybody's mad about that because that's the thing that everybody engages in. And it's like, boy, these sanctions against Russia sure did drive up the gas prices here at home. What the fuck? So yeah, that I could understand being a little angry about. But folks, we touched on that here. I'm going to give ourselves a chance to talk about something a little more lighthearted. We're going to shift over to my time over at Big Buckin' Empire. Yes, folks, this is what it looks like on YouTube. You should definitely be there. Big Buckin' Empire right here, folks. Look at that. Look at that beautiful logo. That's gorgeous. And then you see my K.O.E logo off to the side there too, along with Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Yes, folks, this is the place you need to be. We're going to touch on just a few pieces of content here, but mostly we're going to be touching on the fact that the audience at Big Buckin' Empire apparently hates me. They're not big fans of me. I don't know why, but they enjoy the fact that they can make me take hate shots of gin. Because if you go over to Big Buckin' Empire and you watch and you go to them on Facebook, Big Buckin' Empire on Facebook, definitely check them out. What happens, in fact, I'm just going to throw up another banner here. /Big Buckin. Yeah. There you go. Linktree-Big Buckin. That's where you can find all the links to Big Buckin' Empire. That's where you can find pretty much everything that you need for all of your K.O.E content. And I'm going to drop it here in the chat here as well, because fuck it, it's my show. B-I-G, Big Buckin', not just regular Buckin'. There we go. And YouTube's not letting it go through. But you know what? That's just because they're ants at a picnic. But yes, so folks, what happens is if you donate 500 stars, which each star represents a penny, so basically $5, I will take a shot of gin on the show. Yes, it will actually happen. And but the price doubles each time. So I'll take 1 shot of gin. That's $5. 2 shots, $10. And then sometimes I'll be nice and go 15 rather than 20. And then it just kind of depends. And you know what? It seems like we've got so many beautiful people coming in. Well, I am glad because you're going to get to see how much I hate gin here. God, I hate that introduction, chicken. I really hate that. May 20th. Okay, May 20th.
Yes.
Mark it
The
down
20th.
on your calendar, folks, because we are going to do the Andre the Giant Memorial Beer Bash Challenge,
Yes.
however you want to call it. And you people, we need you.
That is another thing I need to bring up on the 20th of May over at Big Buck and Empire, which you need to check out on Facebook. You can find it through that Linktree link. We're going to do our 3rd annual Andre the Giant Memorial Beer Battle Royal, if you will, where we try, as the whole audience and cast members together, we try to drink 115 beers to match the numbers of the boss. But folks, let's check out Phil K.O.E versus Gin. And when I get back from all this ginnery, we're going to touch on Destiny and what happened with him. Enjoy, folks.
At home, my favorite drunk night. Yes, it is. Oh God.
Oh shit! There's 1,000 stars coming in hot. I just heard the buzzer. I'll share it real quick.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
While I pour the shots, I'm going to explain. Yes, you folks
You
at
just
home
know what it is. Yeah.
can. I mean, yeah, it's just 1,000 and Phil. I think we all know where this is. So another shot of gin. But folks, yes, you at home can help. You, if you have a beer, send us a picture or just let us know in the comments. I drank a beer and we will add it to the tally for Andre. Our objective is to first beat 115, which is the first purported and probably the most realistic number. And then after that, if we can beat Dusty Rhodes' numbers, that's even better, folks. But we will get the finer points of the donations and the stars down, but we need your help. And if you've got a beer review, if you like a beer, if you've got a beer that you'd like to have reviewed, send us a video. We'll play it on air. Let us know what you like it as a beer on a 5-star scale and as an ale, lager, whatever it happens to be on that 5-star scale. And you might actually make it onto air here at Big Bucket Empire. Now, folks,
as soon as you get done, Phil, guess what? You're muted for a minute. As soon as you're done.
Don't take that shot yet. Don't take that shot yet, because yes, you are muted for 1 minute.
Ah, son of a biscuit.
We're gonna start that time before you take the shot, and we're gonna start it right now. Here he goes, taking his favorite shot ever.
And oh yeah. You know why he's making that face? It's that like the tickling of the asshole it gives him, where he's just like, "Oh, that feels so good. Oh, God. My prostate. Oh,
I think he's got a vibrating egg in right now. Look at the pleasure on his face."
Sucks getting interrupted, huh, Phil?
You guys are a bunch of dicks.
That's great.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's fucking great. And Phil can't even. This is great. Hey, Phil, how was that shot? Say nothing. Say nothing if it was the best shot you've ever had.
Oh, yeah. It's the almond milk. Yeah.
He fucking loves it, indeed.
He did love it. He loves it just as much as almond milk.
Empire.
I heard he did actually start an almond farm.
I know he did.
I did almost hurl.
Strictly and there's one of them to extract the
they made me take
like
6 shots. One of them was $60.
Of the nipple of the almond.
I did damn near right.
Oh no!
I held it, but I did almost.
Phil's back. Phil's back, but Phil.
Let's see what the total's coming. The total's coming.
No.
1,500. Oh my God! Back to back.
There it is.
Was a bad dude.
Hey Tyler. Jesus fuck! Like, what did I do to you in a past life? That like.
Jesus.
I like this. You say it best when you say nothing at all.
Say nothing at all.
Jesus. Like, did I like cut you off in the road and the pathway to Carthage in a past life or something? Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Phil, starting hot tonight.
Now, when it comes to almond farms, like, no, You're not raising almonds in Nebraska.
If anybody could, Phil, you could.
Well, yes, of course, and they would be the best almonds in all the world,
And the best almond milk in the world.
I mean, yes, it would almost be as good as just regular good old milk if I were to make almond milk, but that's a different issue. How much gin I got left?
Shit, that's a horrible question.
Fuck you.
Oh,
That's actually still quite a bit of gin there.
oh no.
That's a very ominous question to ask.
We do need to get you
folks. To battling one's sobriety, don't ever give in.
We're not even a half hour in, and that's his third shot of gin.
Oh, you know what we need?
Oh my God.
Yep,
Every
that
time
was the
Phil
one.
takes a shot, we gotta.
I had to spit because like,
smooth on the lips.
Why?
Big
fucking empire. Phil is not going to Grant. Big fucking empire.
Phil loves him some
Tyler
fucking
for
gin.
making me drink so
Jeremy
much
Cooter
gin.
says, "I want some Phil milk."
That's
we
fucking
all-
weird, bro.
Don't we all want the Phil milk?
I mean,
Tyler Williams says, "You will finish that bottle tonight."
no.
Fuck
No,
you,
how dare
God.
you shut your whore mouth.
Wow.
Like Jeremy Cooner's like, oh, what film? I'm like, yep, let me tell you, folks, it's one of the best pickup lines. Hey, ladies, how would you
Wait,
like
friend.
some vitamin P? Yeah, it
Tastes
works
so
every time.
good once it's all over your lips.
Like,
The
it's
juniper
ruining this lovely
berries.
bourbon that I'm having this evening, and it's just like,
Good God.
damn.
No
Oh,
fucking way.
And I
no,
forgot
it's only
to eat
50
supper
stars.
tonight too.
Oh, thank God.
was a bad
Just a,
dude.
just a.
Like,
So-so.
I was like, when I saw Tyler and it was blank there in the comments, I was like, no.
Hey.
Like,
Wow.
I was like, I got my taxes tonight, and I'm just gonna torment Phil. Like,
Oh my God. This is rough, boys. All
this
right.
is
I think we can hit our first story now.
Yeah,
If there's
just
is there a
remind
break?
me, maybe
please
I'll
do.
they're breaking the comment. Okay.
Now, actually, yeah,
All right, let's do our first
Hey.
story.
there's a part 2 to that, and we're gonna hit that really soon. No, chicken, I don't have any gin on hand tonight, but what I do have on hand tonight is the very last of the Pusser's rum, folks. So yes, I'm going to do a very quick impromptu review of the Pusser's rum before we move on to part 2 of this particular gin craziness, and then I'll get on to Destiny. So folks, welcome one and all to my review of the Pusser's rum, the British Navy Pusser's rum, which is an amalgamation and kind of a, I guess, a transmogrification of the word purser. The purser was the person who kept track of what was actually was the person who actually kept track of everything within the ship's purse, if you will. And the purser was also the person who would mix the rum for the boys at the end of the day and for their twice daily rum ration, because up until 1970, the British Royal Navy actually issued their men a rum ration. Yes, a twice daily rum ration that was 1 part rum, 2 parts water, basically. But yeah, the Pusser's rum is a very famous Caribbean rum. It's a blend of a couple different ones. Pusser's rum from 1655 until July 31st. From 1655 until July 31st, 1970, better known as Black Tot Day, Royal Navy sailors were issued a daily ration of Pusser's rum. This award-winning rum from Trinidad and Guyana is influenced by centuries-old wooden pot stills and continues to be crafted in accordance to the Admiralty specification. The sailors called it Nelson's Blood. We call it liquid history. So this is the original Admiralty rum, and this is basically as close as you're going to get without having to spend a fortune to get a rum that was close to what the British sailors would have been issued. And actually, in the United States, the U.S. sailors were also issued a rum ration twice daily up until shortly after the Civil War. Then the temperance movement hit, and that was pretty much done away with.
But today, we're going to give the Pusser's rum. Marvelous nose, I got to say, for a rum. There's, on top of the molasses, there's also a candy here. You get slight toffee and some kind of nut. I can't quite put my hands on it, can't put my finger on it, but like almost a peanut buttery quality. But, well, folks, let's see. Okay, that's liquid molasses. That's pretty much just molasses. There's like, that is, yeah, that will get you through your day. That'll get you through a tough day. I'll give you that. The Pusser's rum can do that. So we're going to grade this on a couple of scales, folks. So for those who don't know, we grade on a 5-star scale. 5 meaning you have to have it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 meaning pass it on by. The K.O.E Nation has advised you well. So we're going to grade it as a Caribbean rum, as a cask-aged spirit. It's shelving. And for those new to our broadcast, the secret 5th question. So, as a Caribbean rum, I'm going to give this 3 stars. It's good stuff, but there's really no like fruity expressions here, but this is a historical rum. Okay, so for Caribbean, I'm going to stick with 3 stars. As a rum in general, I'm going to give this actually 3.75 because of its historical value. It can really, it's also a conversation piece in terms of just what you can get out of it. And if you've got anybody in your family or friends who have any sort of naval service, this would be a great gift. I gotta say, like, if you know anybody from any sort of naval background, because this cost me $29. But so moving right along to cask aged spirit, I'm gonna give it 2.5. It's right in the middle there. It's sweet, but it's also, it's just a sipping rum. Now, in terms of its shelving, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a bottom shelf rum. It's okay. It's okay. It's a good mixer, but that's what it is. It's a mixer. So, but then for those new to the show, folks, the secret 5th question. And what is that? Well, when this bottle runs empty, and it's going to very shortly, will I seek another one? Well, I believe the answer to that question is yes, because I have just polished off this bottle. It's excellent stuff. I have mixed with peach juice here. Excellent stuff. So, folks, that has been my review of the Pusser's rum. Yes, I will seek it out, and yes, I will be giving this as a gift to some people in my life who have served in the Navy. So, God bless. All right, folks, that is done now. I wanted to get that drink out as a bottle killing review so I could also get my my drink mixed. Get a piece of it. Her hair, I don't know. That's like the guy from Lord of the Rings. All I want is a lock of your hair. Is rum and peach better than rum and Coke? That's not fair because I love peach juice. So I don't know if that's a fair way to put it, but I'd say this is a little strong on the rum, and I got to put a little more peach juice in it. But hey, needs must. There we go. But now, folks, what you're about to see is a hostile takeover of the audience of a show. When this happened the other night over at Big Buck and Empire, it was really something. Here we go. The hostile takeover of the show by the audience, making me take shot after shot after shot of gin, despite now we were just stacking on another 5. We weren't even doubling it. It was okay. Now the next shot's 15. Now next shot's 20. Next shot's 30. Next shot's 40. They got me well into the 50s and the 60s. Okay.
This was a hostile takeover of a show by an audience, and it was one of the funniest things that you've ever seen that was ever inflicted upon me. But yes, I must say, for me, rum goes great with fruit juices of any kind. It's just my personal thing. Like, because bourbon, you can mix that with soda. You can mix any kind of whiskeys with Cokes and sodas. So if you got rum, it's a good thing to do with some fruit juice you got hanging around. Good stuff. All right, let's see how this one goes.
Oh my god! I fucking hate Big Bucket Empire during tax season. I enjoy it. Is this enough to put it over? We'll wait for Jeremy to pop in. Masochism is a fun time, says Kevin.
Corn Pop was
there.
A
it
bad
is,
dude.
Yep, there was the final 200. That's official.
God.
Jeremy says, "Love you."
Fuck this shit.
Yeah, that was the one I damn near Ralph.
Tucker. There's another 50 social.
Yeah,
Phil got nervous.
I just about shit a chicken. I'm like, no, I'm finally starting to get slightly sober again.
But like Tucker and that Kennedy chick, the one that used to be on MTV way back in the day, those are the only two that are not talking about like starting a war. But then yeah, everybody else is saber rattling. So yeah, NPC mode's back in. Jeremy Cooner dropping in something. That's 50. So that's a social again.
No.
Tyler did another one. Uh-oh. Let's see what he's got. You might shit a chicken. 2,000 stars coming in hot, Tyler.
Surely that means you want Tony to take a shot and Chicken to take two, right? No, it said Phil. Damn it.
Yeah.
Man.
It just says Phil.
Just when Phil thought it was safe.
Guys, just when Phil thought he was safe. Yeah, just what I thought.
Okay. Hold on. We got to set the mood for Phil.
That's right, motherfuckers. I had all these beautiful thoughts and things ready tonight, but now I'm taking all these gin shots, and so now you're dealing with real shit from Phil, folks. All right. All right, another shot of fucking gin. And in this moment, I'm looking at this liquid, wondering how I got here in life. Like, how did all of my decisions lead me to right here? I'm about to take another shot of fucking gin for some fucking reason. But here we go. Big Bucket Empire, bitches.
That's a TikTok right there.
I thought he was going to break that fucking thing.
I think he was trying to.
That's a good way to get out of it. What an alcoholic.
Just gotta drink out of the bottle.
Now we're going to fucking drink shame him too.
Yeah.
Jesus. I was about to say, I don't even want to drink this shit. What the fuck, man? This sucks. You're going to drink shame me on top of it. This is bullshit. Big Bucket Empire.
That's how we know he's gonna be okay.
In the bin.
When he can't start singing afterwards, that's when we know it's a problem.
Yeah,
oh shit.
Great.
Kevin with 2,000. Kevin, I don't know if Kevin knows what the choices are, but he could do a lot with that.
Holy Jesus shit, because he needs another 1,000 stars if he wants me to take another shot, gin.
Holy shit.
And Dalton's dropping in too. Tyler's dropping. Jesus Christ. Okay, we got a hostile takeover coming.
Yeah, okay. Hang on. Yeah. Kevin, what the fuck did you want for 2,000? And Tyler, what do you want for 500?
Oh, god damn it. You know what they want.
Anonymous sent in 50. All right, cheers.
They're tag teaming me.
Man.
Because if Tyler and God, because if Tyler and Kevin both say
500
Phil,
more and Phil gets another shot,
and I have to take another shot. If Tyler and Phil both say, or Tyler and Kevin Yeah, because I'm confusing my own name now. Both in the comments say
There it
Phil.
is. There's another 1,000. So
What are we at?
Tyler, you get your 500 back because Kevin went ahead and just took care of it for you.
All right, Tyler, save your 500 if you want me to like chug a beer or something. Jesus. All right, so we're at another
This
gin
is
shot.
great.
You guys suck ass.
You guys suck it. Okay,
This
let
is
me
great for
let me
you.
cue let me cue the music. By the way, like they had said earlier in the show, so any proceeds that we don't use for stupid gags or silly things, most of your stars. Oh shit, there's more coming in. Another 100 from Lynn. I'm
Jesus
sure
Christ, we take 1 week off and they're all built up. Damn.
Lynn.
Tyler
Lynn
says,
says
go
add
ahead.
to Phil for future use. I'm sure. So
God damn it. This
Anyway.
one's up to the brim.
help us out on possible charities that we want to help out with, especially as we head into the Andre the Giant, where we got a couple. We'll start posting and talk more about it. But anyway, back to Phil.
Big Bucket Empire. Gin shot night.
He's hulking out.
Oh, fuck. This might be the night. That keeps
I have
blacked
gin
out.
dripping down my chin. This is not a good evening.
That ain't gin, baby.
That ain't gin.
That's sweet juniper all up in your
Oh,
face.
yes. Sweet, beautiful
That's
juniper.
That's that almond milk.
From this Nebraska bathtub gin. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Kevin.
Thanks for tuning into the Phil Drinking Gin Empire. And Tyler said, go ahead and take that beer chug, Tony. I will do that. And what is this? Have the rest added to... What did he do?
He just-
3,700!
Another 3,700. So what's it take to get Phil
What?
to take another shot?
What did he just do? What
He
was
dropped
Hold on.
3,700.
Wait, what?
Hang on.
Why?
What is
Why?
the amount that he just took? Because he did number 5. So how much was that?
I don't know.
Okay, so hold on. Tony,
He's
write down
3,000, right?
3,700 to Phil plus Lynn threw in another 100.
Wow. 38. So if somebody could throw in 200 more.
Oh my god. This is almost sick.
Fucking chat's like, give Phil a break.
Know where the bottle's sitting. I want that tax-free last week. Holy shit, Kevin. Come on, guys. Poor Phil.
I know, Heather.
Phil.
These guys.
2 shots for Blitz total. Give Phil a fucking break. Bye, Phil. I'll call the ambulance. And
Oh shit, and
said we're
Jeremy's
sorry.
dropping some more.
Was that the last 200 we needed? God!
Oh my god.
I fucking hate Big Bucket Empire during tax season.
I enjoyed
Fuck!
it. Sure.
Big
Is this enough to put it over? We'll wait for Jeremy's to pop in. Masochism is a fun time, says Kevin.
Corn Pop was
There
a
it
bad
is.
dude.
Yep, there was the final 200. That's official.
God.
That kind of does.
Jeremy says, "Love you."
Fuck this shit!
Oh,
He's having a stroke.
yeah, I think he is stroking out. Big
Abby
Bucket
stroke.
Empire.
Oh no! Old Glory's going down. No!
Ugh.
Oh my
That
god.
was pain.
Old Glory's going
That
down,
was
Phil.
pain.
Oh no.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm
Set
not
her back
having
on
a
the
good
hook.
day.
We're good.
Phil. How you feeling? We're 40 minutes into this stream and you've done 5 gin shots.
Taking a drink of tea.
Yeah,
Kevin, Old Glory crying along with him.
it
All
was
right.
bad.
Oh, God damn it.
Even your
But yeah,
American
my friend's doing on the
God
fly
damn,
counting
Steve,
while I
what the fuck
suffer.
do I
did
gotta
make
do
it
around
funny.
here, man? Like, God damn it.
All right.
Oh, that
Why
was
waste time?
fantastic.
All right.
Getting better with
Well,
this
you guys,
thing.
you can manage the rest of the show. I'm just going to lay down and take a nap.
Brendan, 5 gin shots and a half of a news story. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Pretty
been
good.
40 minutes.
Yep. Ukraine. It's
far as we
fucked
got.
up, and it's going to be fucked up for a while.
Tyler says, how's the bottle, Phil?
Just say empty, Phil.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty close.
All right. Give me the screen.
All right, going to Tony. It's chug time.
The top is in the bottom, so hopefully I don't swallow it. Cheers.
You want better music?
That made it really hard.
That's what she said.
Waka waka.
All right, time to start back.
So, folks, this has been an
disaster.
interesting gin evening.
Yeah, Brendan says there's at least 2 more shots in there.
Oh God, fuck you, Brendan. That's what I have to say. That's my response to you.
I'm getting off easy tonight. Shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
what's
shit.
up with that?
What?
I don't know.
Well, I think we've been kind of discovered that the audience enjoys tormenting the King of Extreme.
Yeah, and they know I'm going to be drunk by the end of the show anyway.
So yeah. So for me, it's a little bit of a novelty, I guess. But you know what? So at this point, 37. So it'd have to be 4,500 stars to get me to fucking do another
God
shot.
damn it. Here
And
we
you know
go.
what I have to say? None of you got the balls. Ain't none of you got the
God.
guts. You ain't got the
Corn Pop was
intestinal
a bad
fortitude,
dude.
the temerity, the fucking guts, the fucking gall. Ain't none of you gonna do
2
it.
shots?
Come on, I'll take on a lot of you.
How
What
the
did
fuck
he
do I
just
get 2 shots? I need to get a shot glass.
What just happened?
This is getting to be a fun night.
Tyler threw 1,000 at me. Good
God
shit.
damn it.
Jesus.
Wait, what?
And Lynn asks, is Phil's mom
Right back.
watching? I hope so. I like to think
Yeah,
so.
she is. I'm guessing. Hi, Mom.
Phil, is there anything you want to say to your mom at this point? How proud
Oh,
she is of
no.
you?
Hi, Mom. I'm sure you're so proud.
Phil, why are you drinking gin like an 80-year-old woman?
I mean, I am this night.
Because they pay me to do it, Mom. It's the weirdest thing.
Phil, what are you doing there?
What?
Oh, no! Oh, no!
I was just getting
All right,
ready
all
for
right,
it.
what's
What
going on?
happened?
Check it.
What?
Look.
They made me do another.
Oh,
Phil,
shit.
Oh, my God. It's
The
going nuts
4,500 from Tyler, and then I got it. Well, Phil, let's take some shots together.
there. 4,500. I'm just going to...
Are we taking a shot together, chicken?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some TX.
God damn. So there's maybe like a 2 shot on a shots in there. TX. All right, chicken.
And which way do I face here? I still gotta figure out the camera. Cheers, Phil.
Cheers. I can't think of a good toast anymore.
Woo! Yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta do another one though. I want to do another TX shot.
I think this.
Yeah. Let's do another TX. I'll get fancy on the next one.
God!
I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow.
Have I ever mentioned how much I
It'll
hate
be a long whiskey night,
I
boys.
really hate gin. I really, really hate it.
I was kind of hoping to delightfully sip on whiskey this evening. Instead, I'm drinking more fucking gin than Winston Churchill. What the fuck? God damn it.
All right. Here's number 2. Oh. Woo! They eventually give you the chills. Doesn't matter what the proof is. Eventually, you get the chills. Woo! Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a good night.
Oh, yeah, that was a pretty fun night, I must say. But goodness gracious, great balls of fire. That was just one of the many fun nights that we had over at Big Buck and Empire, and we're gonna visit them again here in a little bit. But first, well, one moment, folks.
Even when...
Ah, yes. Sorry, had to clear the airways of Extreme there. But folks, chicken? No. So folks, one of the things that you came here for was a breakdown of Destiny's latest ban. Yes, Destiny has found himself banned again. Yes, folks. Destiny. I don't know how this guy keeps seeming to find a way to ban himself and then get unbanned, banned, rebanned, unbanned. This one seems to be permanent, and we don't know why. which is really kind of messed up. He was banned off of Twitch. We think it might be because of a couple of statements he made about trans sports or about a transgendered person. We don't know, though. And that's kind of the weird thing about it. It's almost Kafka-esque if you've ever read anything by Kafka. And he stands accused of something, but he doesn't know what it is. And it does cause a very real chilling effect. It causes the fact that people don't want to talk about things. And wait, hey, we've got the one, the only Tiberius D in the audience this evening. How are we doing, Tiberius? I've just been going over the thoughts of the day and talking about varying things. And just how you been, man? No, I'm not doing a shot of gin. I'm drinking rum tonight. My God, could you imagine? And Tiberius, if you want on, let me know. I'll send you a StreamYard link. But yes, we were just talking about Destiny. We were talking a little bit earlier about a couple things. Okay, cool. Definitely do stay for a bit, sir. But yes, for those who don't know, definitely check out Tiberius D on Twitch as well. Check out the Mask Off podcast. Tiberius D on YouTube. That is, of course, after you subscribe to KOE Nation on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. KOE Nation, you know it's the place to be. Oh, well, I was just about to talk about this Destiny thing. I don't know if you know anything more about it than I do. I'm just kind of having a chill night here, just relaxing. We're just talking about some kind of neat stuff, and also the road to WrestleMania. So I mean, if you're into pro wrestling, obviously, I mean, you need to get the fuck in here. But otherwise, and also Tiberius, this is something I need you to think about since I got you on the line here. One of these days, very, very soon, I'm going to put together, it's going to be kind of like a court setting. And I'm wondering where you would want to, I think you need to be in on this in one way or another. But I don't know if you want to sit on the Supreme Court or if you want to be on one of the sides. And it's going to be Star Wars versus Star Trek. Just having it out once and for all. And we're going to have a Supreme Court panel that's going to decide which one is the better one. And it's going to be all, kind of like a StreamYard. You're going to have the three up here and then the folks down here that are going to be the varying prosecuting attorneys and defense attorneys for the idea of Star Wars versus Star Trek. And I think just as a visual gag, it would just be too funny where it's like, all right, I'm Star Wars. Another guy's Star Trek. And then, boom, up pops the screen. Well, who are you? Well, I represent Dune, and I think we should. And you just see one of the judges just hit the fucking button, and that's it. Tiberius, all I know is that Destiny is going to war with the left. Wrestling is not me. I really like both. Gotcha. You really like, but well, then I think you would probably be fit for the actual Supreme Court. Then I think we will have to discuss further for you to be one of the final Supreme Court justices. I represent the fast and furious rabbi. Jesus Christ. Wahoo Sam, Twitch doesn't make any sense in any of its bans. The person who threatens to do harm to Twitch staff somehow got unbanned. Sounds good. All right. When I start getting some people, because I've got a very good friend whose firstborn son's name is Riker. So guess which side he's going to be. I represent 40K. Now, I will say, when it comes to 40K, never played a single game of it, but I do love its just the scope of its universe that it's built. I do have to appreciate that, because I don't think there's any fantasy that has a universe that's so massive in scope. And when the people are killed, it's just so much. You know what I mean? And for me, it's Star Wars, great franchise. 40K is just, I'm not trying to talk up people who like 40K, but I think you have to have at least a certain minimum IQ in order to even appreciate 40K. I truly think somebody that's just, you have to, I don't know what that number is, but you have to have at least a certain IQ to even appreciate it, just because it's on such a massive scale. Dune, a lot of people don't understand just how much is stolen from Dune. yes, Tiberius says 40K towers over Star Wars and Trek in scale. Well, yes, but I think it towers over just about every fictitious universe that you could possibly fathom in scale. That's just what makes it so fascinating. Is the people? I don't know who wrote it, who thought of it, but just its scale alone is just fascinating. The only one that I found that even matches it a little bit, and it's still not close, is All Tomorrows by C.M. Koseman. It's a novel I actually did an audiobook for. It's really something. It's a billion-year chronicle of the myriad species and mixed fortunes of man. Humanity spreads throughout the stars. Then we encounter an alien species called the Q that has its own almost jihadic-like religious fervor in which it must change all genetic life as it sees fit. It's like its religious mission. And it sees men as heretics because they're trying to change genes that aren't as they see fit. And so they gave us a horrible, horrible fate. And it was quite the novel. Like I could not recommend listening to it enough. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and put the link for my personal All Tomorrow's reading. There we go. I'm just going to throw the link up in all of the chats because I'm just a relentless self-prostituting whore. I kid. But yeah, here they are. Yes, definitely check them out. They're in all the chats, folks, and it's my audio book reading of All Tomorrows. Definitely worth a read. But yeah, in terms of those fictional universes, but yeah, I think if you're a big fan of both, yeah, I need people who are impartial. To me, I'm a huge fan of both. Star Trek was the reason I was allowed to stay up past 9:00 when I was a little kid. Star Trek: The Next Generation. I was allowed to stay up till 9:30 to watch the end of Star Trek: The Next Generation. I forget what day of the week it was. So I'm always gonna have a little bit of fondness in my heart for that. Star Wars, I mean, come on, man. No, I am your father. Like you can't fucking top that. So to me, I think I do need to assemble. It needs to be an odd number of judges, and then the Star Wars and Star Trek camps. I'm going to find who's basically the team captain, and then we're gonna hash it out one of these nights here at the K.O.E. Nation, and we're gonna figure out once and for all Star Wars or Star Trek. Now, so yeah, Tiberius, definitely. Thanks for swinging by. But all right, shifting gears back to Destiny. One thing that I always bring up, I bring up as many times as I can so that anybody within the sound of my voice will hear it and understand it and know it, is when it comes to talking about freedom of speech, it's not just the right of the person who speaks, but it's also the right of the audience to listen and to hear and to be exposed. And anytime that you silence somebody, you've made yourself a prisoner of your own actions. And so even if you think that he's wrong, I believe that sunlight is the best disinfectant. To me, I always go back to something that John Stuart Mills always said. If all in society believed in the truth or value or beauty of one proposition or another, all except one person, it would be more important. It would be especially important that that one heretic be heard, because we could still benefit from their appalling or out there view, because even then it still forces us to establish first principles. How is it that I know what I already think that I know, other than I've never heard anything else, and this is just what I've been told my whole life? So this is truly, to me, that person, that one person who thinks differently, even if it's opposed to what everybody else in the world thinks, I don't think they're right. They don't just have a right to speak. I think their right to speak must be given extra protection. I think that those kind of ideas must be given extra protection. You know what? Come to think of it, how do we go about proving that the earth is round? How do we establish those first principles? That is always valuable, to be able to establish first principles. Now, for me, it's not hard. If you into long range shooting of any kind, if you're basically shooting past 1,000 meters, you have to calculate for the Earth's curvature in your calculations. And also when any kind of piloting, you have to at one point calculate for Earth curvature. So to me, that's not really all that hard. But I still think even the loony ass fucking flat earthers should still at least be allowed to speak. I think they should be allowed to speak, and we should be allowed to hear them, because every time that we silence them, we have made a rod for our own back. And what's fascinating is, if it was something that Destiny said against like a trans athlete or a trans person, don't ever take refuge in the false security of consensus. And you think that just because you're in the safely moral majority at the moment, which is a moving target at best, that you can't possibly be targeted, that you will be safe from all of it. No, I mean, I'm sorry, but like, transgendered folks of all people should understand that the fucking safely moral majority can turn fucking against, or what it's like to be on the other end of that. So like, the idea that you think, I'm sorry, the pendulum, it swings back and forth. And when the right wing sees, it's like, okay, so this is how political power is now utilized in the 21st century. I don't know what that's going to look like. Nathan, oh fuck, how we doing there? Go Big Red, how we doing there, good sir? Motherfucking Nathan, how are we doing? Now this guy, this is the big time motherfucker. This motherfucker made it onto KFAB. So I mean, like, folks, we're amongst actual celebrity here. So okay, like Nate, I hope the fame doesn't change you. Oh Lord Almighty God. But yeah, so to me, it's always brought down to the freedom of speech is meaningless unless you protect the speech of those who think differently. Yes. Nathan, hashtag facts. If the reactionary right gets power, it's over. Ha ha ha. Nay, I know we're having a fucking mask off meeting here at the KOE Nation. I love it. Don't worry. It's an open borders policy. All is welcome. So long as you're fucking badass and cool about shit. That's basically that's the whole immigration policy to the KOE Nation. Are you badass and cool about shit? Then yeah, you're in. But well, I mean, that's the thing is, and I've brought this up to other people, is like Destiny said that the trans lobby is incredibly powerful right now, and it's not even worth it to even talk about issues in those regards. And then at that point, I was thinking of, it's a great speech if you've ever seen the movie Sin City, where Patrick Henry Rourke, he's got Bruce Willis's character, which Bruce Willis had to retire today. My God, terrible story, but we'll get to that later. Patrick Henry Rourke, he comes to Bruce Willis's character in the bedroom, goes, "Evening, officer. How we doing?" And then he gives him this great speech, because this is what power is. Now keep this in mind when Destiny says how powerful the trans lobby is and how powerful. Now this is what I mean when, what happens if the right gets this power? He goes, power doesn't come from a badge or a gun. Power comes from lying big and getting the whole damn world to play along with you. The minute you can get someone to say what they know in their heart ain't true, you got them by the balls. And it's a very dangerous power that's being unleashed in our modern day world. But I think that's something that you got to keep in mind, is that what happens when the right unleashes this power? It's going to happen eventually. By the way, do you see any situations where speech should be censored? Political speech, I really don't think so. I think sunlight is the best disinfectant. To me, so long as no one's being harmed, no one's being like harmfully exploited in the commission of the speech, I don't think really much should be censored at all. Like to me, it's like, if somebody's being harmed, obviously you might need to do something about that. But to me, I think, because there are certain things that require context. Like there's even the old thing, like if you say, "I'm going to kill you," for example, like that's a one. If somebody says that can be taken in a lot of different ways. Obviously, that's the, okay, Duke's up and I'm going to defend myself. But also, like, there's friends that amongst themselves that they'll just say shit like, "Dude, if you eat my sandwich, I'll fucking kill you." Okay, like, and that's just kind of the way that friends have a rapport amongst each other. So I think at that point, you have to look at even everything under context. So to me, I'm just about as close to a free speech absolutist as you can get. Florida sexual content ban in K through third. Now, again, much as I hate to say, this is going to be what helps the Republicans win not only the midterms, but if Ron DeSantis runs for president, these are going to be the things that put him in the White House. Because I'm sorry, if you've got a kid in school, the thing you're worried about is what the fuck is the teacher pumping my kid's head with? What the fuck are they pumping my kid's fucking head full of day in, day out? And I'm sorry, if you're not worried about that, you're not, your head's not in the fucking game. I mean, you're just not fucking engaged as far as I'm concerned, because every parent worries about that a little bit. So this kind of pushback, whether even if you don't agree with the figure of it, if you don't agree with the semantics of it, that's irrelevant. The optics of it and what it does for the right is it's seen as finally pushing back on teachers pumping our kids' heads full of bullshit. That's how the conservatives see it. I'm just giving you that. But yeah, this particular bill, it's kind of fascinating that the way that it's now being stated in both sides is on one side, it's don't say gay. And on the right, they're basically calling it the anti-grooming legislation. And it's so fascinating that there's kind of like now this equal opposite reaction where the left has now tried to make the right seem synonymous with racism, that now that the right has now made the left, like as far as the right's concerned, like you go to the far right, many aspects of the left are just synonymous with pedophile and sexual deviant. So yeah, this also kind of touches on that. So in those regards, Ron DeSantis his speeches aren't as good as Trump's. He's just not as good as a public speaker. But in the things he does, the things that he enacts, the things he signs, that he puts his name on, he understands the persuasion of the right beautifully. And so that's why he's one of those guys that, I've often been hearing for a while. It's like, boy, Ron DeSantis is trying to do a lot of overtures to the right. And as somebody on the right, I got to say, oh my goodness, this Ron DeSantis guy, I gotta say, but we'll see what happens. It's basically DeSantis and Trump's game right now. Let's see. Grow the Farm Up. Definitely check him out on YouTube. K.O.E, can you enlighten us a little bit about Destiny? I heard the name, a big blogger, YouTuber, panel debatist. What well known for? Did you cover what he got banned for? Just a little bit. We're not actually sure. That's the weird thing, Grow the Farm Up. We don't know why. Who Destiny is? He's actually originally from Omaha. So, he's got at least a little common sense in him. Then he moved off to California, and the big city corrupted him for a while. And that's where he started getting more and more lefty. He started actually, and because he got so big on Twitch and such, he was able to accumulate enough capital to the point where I'm going to blame him for helping flip the 2nd district in Nebraska in 2020. I think he's partially to blame for that. So, Destiny, I don't know if fellow Nebraskans will ever let you live that down. He used to be on Twitch until he got banned, and we think it might be because of something he said about trans issues, but we don't know. We're not sure. But we shall see. We shall see. Wahoo said it's really a vocal minority pushing against that bill because more than 52% of Democratic voters in Florida support the so-called "Don't Say Gay" bill. Nathan Destiny, yeah, he lived in Nebraska for 30 years, which is why if he ever said anything that you sounded like it made sense to you or had some common sense, that was a Nebraska talking. When I was actually on that panel with him and Vosh, very much by accident, didn't mean to fucking run into either of them. I just wanted to say hi to Prime that night. And then we're babbling bullshit. And then 10 minutes later, Destiny shows up. Well, fuck, hey there, how we doing there, fellow Nebraskan? We started bullshitting. And then a little bit later, Vosh shows up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And yeah, that was the disastrous fascism debate for Vosh. But yeah, he's actually originally from Omaha. So he actually knows a thing or two about guns and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I even straight up told him to his face, Destiny, whenever you say something I agree with, I always think, well, clearly that's the Nebraska talking. He was not as amused. Grow the Farm Up. not to do the person. How old roughly is Destiny? How many subs or so? He's got a few subs. Let's just look him up on YouTube here. And he had a couple million subscribers on Twitch as well. So here's Destiny here. 414,000 subscribers. His last video that he put up, let's see. Oh, he's live right now. But yesterday's video that he put up, he got 146,000 views on YouTube. But YouTube is not even where he makes the majority of his money. Wrong one. There we go. That's what you need. You need my beautiful face. Yes, this is what you actually need. You don't need that. So yeah, he had a tremendous amount of influence, and like people like Vosh, basically Destiny would come up with a hot take, and then 2 days later, Vosh would have a pretty close take. He was like, Vosh was kind of like the Carlos Mencia of Destiny. It's like Destiny would have a bit about a wild fucking hippo, and then 2 days later, Vosh has got a bit about a wild fucking rhino. Like, yeah, it's like, so that's what so he's a big influencer that went from right to left or from individual to a little commie. In so many words. Well, I don't know. Nate, Ty, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? Would you say that he went from right to left or from individual to a little commie? Like, might be a little extreme in his classifications, but maybe not too terribly much. So that's yeah, but yeah, Destiny, but yeah, total Democrat, center to left going right. I don't know if he's going right so much as being pushed there. Like, because that center left is like the island of the center left, a little piece of ice. You've seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They're getting pushed off into the ice. The piece of ice where the center left is sitting on is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, because there's the Dems aren't really tolerating the center left anymore. Fascinating. So yeah, what's funny is Destiny, as far as like me and like Grow the Farm Up are concerned, he's a fucking commie. Okay, like what the fuck, you Democrat voting fucking Biden supporting commie? What the fuck? But to the fucking lefties on Twitch, he's like a goddamn neocon. Like they think of him like they treat him like he's Dick fucking Cheney, and it's like, wow. You leftists just don't have any fucking battles to fight anymore. You're like, you're just trying to find things to be upset about. Grow the Farm Up. They all got a quote, "Hey, look at me. I've changed. Listen to me." They all got it. Well, that happens to a lot of folks. And let's be frank, folks do at one point respond to their audience, whether we want to admit that or not. It's just the way it is. Got to go. But Phil, you are a great American. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for joining us, Nathan. Amazing work done by you, and good fucking job getting on to KFAB there, my man. Goddamn. Like, for you folks not from Nebraska, you don't know how big of a fucking deal that is. That is fucking like, what the fuck? He got on to KFAB. I mean, that's like 3 steps down from being the starting quarterback for the Huskers. Like, that's like, well, fuck, he was on KFAB. Well, let's watch out here, Rockefeller. But yes, Nathan, thanks for stopping by. Can't wait to see you again on the flip side, wherever that might be. And definitely, just so you know, if I'm live, you are welcome on this show anytime. Just say the words and I'll fucking shoot you the link. Grow the Farm Up. Is Destiny a grifter, or he actually does on occasion have some decent takes? And that's why I always say whenever he's got a point that like I agree with, it's like, that's Nebraska talking. Like he was dead on. Like he was one of the first ones that said, no, Kyle Rittenhouse is completely justified. You folks on the left are fucking loony for thinking otherwise. Him and Vosh actually, he was they got into it. It was a fucking knockdown drag out because Vosh was, nuclear take, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Vosh was just mad that two of his fellow Red Guard got clapped and the third one got shot. And it was done by a right winger. If it would have been the other way around, he would have been talking like he was Charlton Heston's fucking grandson. If it would have been an Antifa shooting 3 Trump supporters, you would have fucking heard like from my cold dead hands NRA shit coming out of his mouth. What was he on for? He sent a link to our side chat, and I went and listened to it because I recognized KFAB. What the fuck? And it was about immigration courts. I mean, Nate talks about what he knows. And yeah, he was a legal correspondent for KFAB, and KFAB is a local AM radio station. It basically was the house that Rush built here in Nebraska, which anybody who I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Even if you're somebody out there within the sound of my voice who hates Rush Limbaugh, who has something ill to say about Rush Limbaugh, if you're a content creator anywhere on the internet, on Twitch, on YouTube of any kind, you owe Rush Limbaugh a tremendous debt of gratitude because he was the man who innovated the idea of the content creator directly connecting with his audience without anyone in between. No networks, no nothing. He used whatever medium he could. He used radio, he used TV, he used whatever he could. He used newsletters to connect to his audience, and he built his audience, a Rush Limbaugh audience, not an AM radio audience, not a newsletter audience, not a television audience. And if you are on any platform doing anything even minorly similar, you owe him a huge debt of gratitude. Wahoo Sam, Lincoln is and will always be superior to Omaha. Oh, snap. Okay. Now, Lincoln is closer to me and it's a smaller city, so I do enjoy that, but there are some things that where is the link? It's in our side chat. I'll have to find it. It was one that the great Nate Dillon sent in our side chat. But sir, I'm afraid I am live for the beautiful people at the moment. But Lincoln, it's a great town if you've only got 3 stops to make. If you got more than 5 stops, you're going to be spending all day driving all fucking over the place. So but sheesh, Tiberius, didn't even know one of your own was making it to Nebraska level celebrity. Oh, now granted, I get it. Nebraska, like, it's kind of like being a Calgary level celebrity. Maybe I get it. But hey, goddamn it. Yes, the things that impress Midwesterners. But do I think he's a grifter? Not exactly. I think there is a certain extent where he started to respond to his audience, but I think what happened with Destiny is kind of an Andrew Dice Clay thing because he started seeing what takes would get money feedback. And so what happened with Andrew Dice Clay, a lot of people don't know this. He started off, I think his name is like Andrew Weinstein or something like that. His son is a junior and he's going under his name as a comedian. I think it's like Sam Weinstein or something like that. But when Andrew Dice Clay started off his comedy career, he was Andrew Weinstein and a bunch of different characters. And the Dice Man was one of his characters that he played. And then it became the only guy he played on stage at one point. And then something really weird happened. Then it became who he was off stage because he had gotten so much feedback loop. So to me, I think that's something to keep in mind there that, like Destiny might have had a little bit of the Andrew Dice Clay happen to him. Now, don't get me wrong. I've talked to him once. Nice guy. Nothing wrong. He asked me a bunch of questions about Nebraska because, he was trying to find out more about me. So he's asking questions and such like that. And he mentioned that he was out here during the big eclipse. So, that was kind of neat. Well, who's Sam? I forget which it is. O or P Street in Lincoln is downtown basically just a row of bars. Yes. That's kind of the joke of, downtown Lincoln's great. If you want to buy beer, then yeah, downtown Lincoln's great. Otherwise, So, yes, that and we got Grow the Farm Up going. Gonna have to disagree. Omaha downtown beats the heck out of Lincoln, and Omaha actually has curved roads. You don't have to drive across the whole town like in Lincoln. Omaha is much more biz friendly. I gotta agree, because in Omaha you can get all your shopping done in a day. In Lincoln, forget it. You go to one place and you got to drive 40 minutes to another place. Then you got to drive 40 minutes to another place, and you got to drive 40 minutes to another place. Everything is on the other side of town. It's the weirdest thing. So Lincoln, I can understand not really liking its setup. It's an odd. Yeah, I'm going to give you that. It's an odd town in terms of just how it's built, but everything is just north, south, east, west. It's like Lincoln's large enough to get to P Street. Yes, we're large enough to get to P Street. Go. Actually, that city's growing fast. What used to be cornfield when I was going to college there is now more building, which I found out is actually the sentence you can say to a child to make you sound like you're a million years old. Like they will think you're the oldest human being they've ever met in their life if you say, "When I was your age, this was all cornfield." Like they'll just look at you like, "Wow, Gandalf." And like, what was it like when gravity finally came to Earth? Like, yeah, they're not going to be able to even conceptualize what you tell them. And how do I know that? Because when I was a kid, my grandmother said the same thing to me when I was a kid, and that made her sound like the oldest human being in the universe. So something to keep in mind there, folks. But all right. Final words on Destiny. Let me ask you something, folks. Is there anybody out there that could nominate anybody, that would like to pick somebody, that would like to select somebody out there that could decide for you what's fit for you to read, what's fit for you to discuss, what's fit for you to think, what's fit for you to say? Is there someone out there that could decide for you what is fit for you to understand whether you should be allowed to hear something or not? Does anybody have a nominee as to who this person must be? Because Twitch's TOS says there must be such a person. Well, to quote the fucking great Christopher Hitchens, to hell with that TOS then. It's inviting you to be liars and hypocrites and to deny what you evidently know already. So, folks, what I'm going to say is this is a fucking very, very bad situation we find ourselves in. Every time a voice is silenced, we have now made ourselves a prisoner of our own action, because now we cannot hear something. And a truly unique voice in Destiny has now been muted, maybe never to return. And we are all much, much the poorer for it. We are all much the worse off for it. Folks, this is a bad situation we find ourselves in. A very, 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 very select few are deciding what all of you get to discuss, are deciding what all of you get to think, are deciding what all of you get to know, are deciding what all of you get to express, and what all of you get to spread to your friends, what all of you get to say to one another. This is a unique moment in our history, and if we give into it fully, we are not going back. It's never going back. We'll be telling our grandchildren what it was like in the Wild West free speech days. That's something I don't want. That's something you don't want. Make best of the time you have. So there we go, folks. The final words on, well, I hope not the final words on Destiny. Grow the farm up. Yep, have to agree with K.O.E. Any suppression of speech and thought, even if we disagree with it, is a scary precedence to set. It really is. Now, what we should be allowed to speak in the town square? Pretty much anything. I mean, we're adults. I mean, really, the bigger question is there anybody in the audience who feels that they're not grown up enough to handle what Destiny has to say? Is there anybody that feels that they're not? Like, when it comes to children, I get it. Like, we're trying to, in education, we're trying to shape the minds of the young to become the productive members of society and blah, 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 blah. Yes. But we're adults here. Is there anybody that feels they're not grown up enough that they have to be protected from Destiny? I mean, to be frank, his takes are fairly fucking innocuous. And if this guy, a guy who was fucking standing up for trans rights for years, is now considered transphobic, then the fucking left has just gone schizophrenic and it makes no sense. And it's going to collapse in on itself in due time. And then, like I said, be wary. Because when the right gets the same power that the left has been wielding for a very, very long time, you're not going to like it. The response could be to just stop using Twitch. They would probably change fast as soon as metrics dropped. Yes. I'm fine with shutting down Minicom. There are many things that should not be said. I disagree. I think sunlight's the best disinfectant. And to me, I think running to the intellectual hall monitors is just an implicit admission that people are not as confident in their positions as they'd like to think they are. They're just, no, teacher, they're saying the naughty words. I don't want to hear the naughty words. I don't want to hear the things that challenge my worldview. I don't want to hear it. And to me, and Tiberius, I'm just going to tell you straight up, man to man, if you support shutting down conversations, you are making a rod for your own back. What's to stop you from being next? Really? I mean, Destiny was fucking taken down. Okay. What stopped you? Me? Anybody? If you support certain I'm sorry. Sunlight's the best disinfectant. If you don't like an idea, explain why it's wrong. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to disprove flat eartherism or fascism or Marxism. It doesn't take that's no great brain feat. And there we go. Bandit, I was told as a kid, if you don't like what's on, change the channel. Yeah. But unfortunately, now we're filled with a lot of fucking intellectual hall monitors that want to make sure that nobody can view things that they disagree with. Now, to me, you have to be suspect of the motives of those who would want to do so. You really have to be suspect of the motives of people who want such conversations shut down, who want such ideas kept from the public square. What is your actual motives? It's something I almost dare not speculate, because that's a motive that I put almost bordering to evil. Let's see. Grow the farm up. You got to be a little outrageous to stand out in the saturated YouTube and blogger world. Always try to remember that. Just because you may not like the way someone says something doesn't make it wrong. True. Tiberius D. I expect the rod to be used, and that's why I'm far more invested than who controls the rod than the marketplace of ideas. I'm far more invested than who controls the rod than the marketplace of ideas. Well, again, I get that. That's a very utilitarian of you. But actually, I'm going to be highlighting a story here, and I actually dropped it in some of your Discord the other day about Elon Musk buying Twitter. Now, people are saying he's not going to do it now. For now. Keep telling you he's not going to do it. He might just do it just to fucking spite you. Okay? So don't tell a billionaire he can't fucking do something. And then I wonder, will the leftists have a come to Jesus moment when suddenly Elon Musk decides what is fit and unfit to publish on Twitter? Will suddenly they think, oh, it's a private company and a private platform, and they can do whatever they want because it was advantageous to them for a second? Do you think they're going to have a fucking come to Jesus moment on that? Because it's going to be fast. It's going to, like, if Elon were to do it, it'd be the funniest thing you'd ever see in your fucking life. You would see so many people just flip on a dime on their positions. But yeah, to me, it's okay. I mean, if you're making a rod for your own back, don't be a bit surprised when it's used on you, Ty, because nobody, not you, not me, not anybody, is ever going to be able to live up to this impossible platonic standard of perfection that the left has for all people. They have this weird platonic standard of perfection that can be unattainable by any person, and to the extent that you fall short of it is the extent that it'll be used against you. So to the extent that you support that is the extent that you empower that. So I would implore you to rethink. Wahoo Sam, did Destiny never ban anyone from his channel for something he disagreed with? Isn't it kind of the same deal with moderation on an individual level? Yeah, and to me, like, so long as you don't say something that violates TOS, I'm not going to do anything. It's say what you want, and if you say something really bad, I'm just going to ignore your comments. Like, it's pretty easy. It's not that hard. Musk is selling Tesla stock to pay the unrealized gains of his over-speculated, overvalued company. We shall see. He's selling for reasons only he knows for sure. Tiberius, it's already used. I want to take the rod. And me, I want to break it. See the difference? Wahoo Sam, it's because something that was perfect 2 years ago is an ism now. It's constantly changing. Yes, the safely moral majority is a moving target at best. And if you think that you're inside that safely moral majority, oh, that moving target can be turned right the fuck back around on you like that. Okay? I mean, fuck, like, who knows what's going to be considered, like, because folks are pushing as far as they can to try and get as many things acceptable as they can. And now we've even got maps showing up and like shit like that. Who knows how far that's going to fucking go. So yeah, if you think that you're in the fucking safely moral majority now, that's a fucking moving target at best, and a rug that can get pulled right out from under you. So don't count on that. Grow the farm up. He needs a home for that capital for the sale to avoid further tax. Remember, you heard it here. Interesting. Which is why it's very unfair to view people in history with modern lens. Yes, it is. To me, I think that's almost like, to me, it's kind of like, I don't know what the behavior is, but it almost borders on mental illness to me, where you're trying to you're judging people by our modern sensibilities, and you're wondering, oh, what? People in history fall short of my modern sensibilities? How could have I ever fucking foreseen this? Like, to me, it's just the peak in moral luxury. It's just people who just have never had to taste desperate at all in their lives. And also, what I always bring up is, oh, if you think you're so above condemnation, no, you're not. Future generations are going to damn you. Future generations are going to say, God damn you, if you keep that standard. Because these things, do you know the conflict minerals that go into these things? The coltan and the different varying minerals and the fucking conflicts that are going on in the Congo right now just so you can have your creature comforts. Oh, but Phil, I had to exist in the modern world as it existed in that day. I had to be competitive in the modern world. So did your ancestors. Maybe don't be so quick to damn them like you do. So just keep that in mind, folks. That same standard will be used to damn you from the fucking face of history as well. So I say, learn from your history, study your history, understand it. Grow the farm up. Musk selling stock to come up with cash to pay unrealized gains taxes from Tesla. Typo. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Musk there. I say God bless the man. He's trying to get us to Mars. So fuck it. Hello. But yes, to me, I think fuck it. So long as the man's trying to get us to Mars, he can do what he wants. And if he buys Twitter, that's even fucking funnier. So actually, here we go.
Even when they drive a good one home, they gotta ruin it with the Jesus.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You need to come on down to Kansas, where every 5 miles we've got a 20-year-old.
I'll keep this going. Like, I'm going to talk with these guys too a little bit, but I'm sticking with the comments here. That's dang good. K.O.E standard for general cohesiveness.
That guy's so.
Thank you.
slimy.
Thank you.
I know. Too bad he's a douchebag.
But yeah, we can't keep looking at people in history through our modern lens. I'm sorry. It's just not going to be the right way to look at things. Like, what a shock that everybody seems to fall short. What? Everybody isn't perfectly in line with your woke fucking ideology? Who would have fucking thought it? What? George Washington wasn't woke? I would have never fucking guessed. The universe just don't make sense. So to me, I think, what? Genghis Khan, why, he was a violent person. Alexander the Great, what a very violent man. Like, if these are the standards you're going to make, you're just going to erase everything from history and no one's going to learn anything. And we're going to end up repeating all the same mistakes all over again, folks. So to me, I don't think that's a fucking good idea. I think learn from your history, understand them well. You don't have to celebrate everyone from history. Like, look at Christopher Columbus. In our lifetime, he went from a baby face to a heel. Which me and a buddy were kind of chuckling about that a couple of years ago. It's like, wow, fucking Christopher Columbus, he's a heel now. What happened? How did he go from a fucking good guy to bad guy in our lifetime? But, you know, hey, he's been under examination. And yeah, if you look at the things that guy actually did, it was, let's call it less than good. Less than good. That's a good way of putting it. Right now, as I'm talking about that, I'm thinking back to that Sopranos episode, Tony Soprano getting all pissed up. Christopher Columbus is a hero in this house. Period. Let's see. Hang on here. Grow the farm up. Remember, our grandfathers fought a world war against Japan. Can't blame them to not love the Japanese. Just saying, times change. Always. Yes, yes. And that's the brilliant and beautiful thing about humanity. And it's one thing when it comes to any conflict, I always want to reiterate. There's no such thing as a timeless enemy. We're all men and women with hopes and dreams and desires and things that we want to advance and move forward. So what was yesterday's enemies are today's allies. World War III is breaking out. United States and Germany are holding hands, trying to stop a common threat. Japan is on board. Vietnam, another great example. Think of all the things that we did in Vietnam for all those years and all the horrible things that occurred there. And now we're trade partners. Now we trade with them. So there really, truly is no such thing as a timeless enemy. And the conflicts here will eventually pass as well. And that's why if you're anti-war, you never have to worry about being inconsistent about anything because you're eventually proven right. The wars always have to fucking end eventually. So yeah, that's our grandfathers fought wars against Japan, Germany, in Korea. Yeah, because I mean, hell, you remember the last NRA banquet they had a couple years ago before 2020. The old timers are the Korean War veterans now. There's almost no World War II veterans left anymore, and that breaks my heart. Had to clear the airways of extreme there, folks. But you know what? I'm going to play just a little bit of this, but I'm going to keep my face big here on screen for you beautiful folks. But I want your thoughts on this Elon Musk buying Twitter thing. I think this could be a legit thing.
Like boneheaded goddamn reply, like to an actual problem. That's your reply to an actual problem about free speech concerns.
Cheers, folks.
Let's go. Yeah, fuck these psycho Silicon Valley libs. God damn it, this guy's a fucking idiot.
But yeah.
See, I told you, it always comes back and it always goes down the same fucking drain. Now we're
Chicken with his way too long intros.
I get it.
Just way too long. Okay, this is pretty tits, I gotta say. That was pretty tits. I gotta give him credit on that one. So, Musk.
All right, so it looks like on the ticker here, you've got an Elon.
Yes, and I know this was an episode of Big Buck and Empire I missed, so I'm going to help give you my perspective, my analysis that you must have, folks.
Elon Musk story. Yeah. Is that what we're moving on?
Have you seen this? Have you been watching this?
Have you seen this? Have you heard of this?
No, I'm actually. I feel like I should, but maybe I just missed it.
So I don't know. A lot of people are like, Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter.
Do it, Elon. Do it.
If it would be worth it to buy Twitter,
do it.
What is the intention? Why?
Free speech. He's tired of
this. Hilarious.
Okay,
be the funniest thing to happen in fucking 10 years.
Yeah, he wants to censor the censorship. Yeah, I like it.
I see. This is one of those things that
it would be almost as funny as Trump getting elected in 2016.
Why the argument that a lot of the woke crowd makes whenever you say, "Look, I can't get on Facebook,"
but not nearly
Twitter,
as funny as Trump
YouTube
getting elected again in 2024.
And they come
that
back
might be
with,
the funniest
"Look,
thing
you
of all
can start
time.
your own platform and you can just do whatever you want." Then, no, you fucking can't.
Make your own Twitter.
Yeah, make your own Twitter. No, you can't do that. And this is a perfect example of why you can't. One of the richest men in the world is looking to now purchase one of those platforms because of the censorship.
Yep.
So,
Grow the Farm Up says Elon will buy Twitter and become the president and CEO of the world, better than president, with one tweet a day. Trump showed us all the power of Twitter in shaping opinions. Yes, yes. Now people say it's like, well, it's a private company. Yeah, but they got to where they are through taxpayers subsidized bandwidth. They can't even run a single day without massive amounts of taxpayer subsidized bandwidth just to get through a single day. So something to keep in mind. Now, hey, if Elon buys Twitter, then what's good for the goose is good for the fucking ganders. Sorry, lefties, you're going to have to deal with a righty being on top for a little while, but we'll see what happens. Wahoo Sam, I don't think Musk buying Twitter would change anything. Employees would still show internal bias. It's not like he himself would be reviewing every ban. No, but he'd be able to fucking tweet whatever he wants, as based as he wants it to be, and nobody could do anything about it. It's his company. What are you going to do? So, Elon, I say go for it.
I'm just going to draw a name out of a hat real quick. The tomfooleries of the world, who I've heard use that argument in the past. That argument out the fucking window. If one of the richest, most just influencers of the fucking last decade says, yeah, I'm not going to, make my own. I'll just buy one because that would be easier.
Well, yeah, so that was the one thing, but now he asked, I guess, on Twitter, is a new platform needed after everybody assumed he was going to buy Twitter? Now he's saying, is a new one just needed?
Grow the farm up. Actually, Elon is the kind of guy that would review every single review, every single ban that made it to the top of the list. Yeah, he would be one of those. Oh, I don't know. Basically, if Joe Rogan text and be like, Elon, this is fucked up. Why did you ban my buddy? Guy's fucking unbanned. That'd be fucking awesome. The clever Sprite. I wonder if Musk would give Trump his Twitter back. Oh, please do. Please do. Tell me, like, that wouldn't be one of the funniest things to fucking happen ever. Elon gives Trump his Twitter back.
There we go. Elon Musk.
I bought it just
is a new
to give you your Twitter
platform
back,
needed
Trump.
after
Enjoy.
Twitter free speech criticism. Musk's 79 million followers immediately called on him to either buy Twitter himself or build a new platform. Okay.
Grow the farm up. Elon Musk would spend 20 hours a day studying the intricacies of online intellectual property. Oh, he'd be getting into artificial intelligence technology at one point. I just want AIs to run Twitter. It'll just all be done through AI. West J Ryan, yes, I want mean tweets again. Make tweets mean again. Yes, it'll be the best. It'll be the strongest, and we're gonna make Mexico pay for the tweets.
Before we get into this, there's Getter, Parler's still there.
Barely.
There's True Social's now slowly opening up to everyday regular people. I'm on there, bitches.
Yeah, but Trump's fucking accepting
on
those accounts one at a time himself.
There's so many. There's Minds, there's Gab. Like
you're into
there's
True Social.
Already a plethora of competitors to Twitter.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of also rants.
Yeah, well, they're all. It's really funny. So, like when I get on Twitter, all I see, they're all echo chambers. Every one of them
exactly.
are just their own fucking weird little. It's so cringe in most of them. Like True Social, that one is probably the worst. Like it's all nothing but old boomer, bad memes about
I think
how
Parler
they
pretty much went
Biden
bye-bye.
and Trump won. Yeah. Like it's just like
Amazon said, "Fuck
like,
you."
Whoa! It's like all the boomers that got kicked off of Facebook went to True Social and just keep reposting the same memes. Like I see the same meme 10 times like in a week. I'm like, all right, and they're not good ones.
No, and it's all they all share a big hearty chuckle over it.
Yeah, you're like the left can't meme. I'm like, oh, but god damn it! Oh.
That's right. The boomer right really can't fucking meme.
Oh, they're so bad.
The boomer right is basically like they make a good album, in the 1980s, and then it's just playing those hits. They're like Spinal Tap. Like we're just gonna ride the coattails of Big Bottom for a decade and a half.
Well, they might even start a meme really good. They'll like show a bunch of hypocrisy
Fucking
and silly
three
shit,
bases.
but then
That's
they're
great.
like, and that's why y'all
Big
need Jesus. And you're like,
bottom.
God damn it. Like it would be funny, but they really mean it.
I mean, you
God
didn't
damn
like
it.
their jazz experimental
Even when they
phase?
drive a good one home, they got to ruin it with the Jesus stuff.
Yeah. God damn.
You need to come on down to Kansas, where every 5 miles we've got a 20-year-old billboard with abortion kills.
Yep.
Yep.
Fingers and toes, week 10. I see it
That's-
every day.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all over the Midwest.
And Twitter completely collapsed.
I'm just
Well,
gonna
I would-
like, yeah, I don't know if a lot of you know that, but here in the Midwest, most of these billboards that they're up there, churches basically buy whatever billboard hasn't been taken up by something else, and they'll do some sort of pro-life ad. So everywhere you go here in the Midwest, you see nothing but pro-life ads everywhere. So it's just something that something kind of funny. Grow the farm up. I speak from experience when I say dad jokes wear thin quickly. Well, not thin enough, I have to say. They don't wear that thin, JR. Grow the farm up. No. There's no such thing as enough dad jokes here at KOE Nation. It's like basically it's kind of one of the rules here is if you are a dad, you're allowed to make as many dad jokes as you like.
Any change is going, because right now it is held up specifically by a good majority of the
I would literally
left.
buy it and unban everybody
But don't
and just walk away and let it eat itself alive. It'd be fucking fantastic.
Oh,
Chicken just
if Twitter
unban
turned
everybody.
back into the wild, wild west, I mean, can you
Milo's
imagine
back.
the collapse?
Trump
It
is
would be
back.
beautiful to watch. But the question being asked, is a new platform needed? I mean, sure, you can make a new platform. A new one pops up all the time. It's just, is it even going
They're not
to
effective.
It's not
it's
gonna be
not
afforded the same
effective at
bandwidth
all.
as Twitter.
Because right now, the Truth Social thing, it's like you said, it's all boomers. It's very selective, and this
Net
is
neutrality
super
went
echo
out the
chamber.
door a long time ago.
But I don't see anything he makes right now and promotes it as being an uncensored, non-biased platform. Like it's gonna either not take off and it's gonna crumble, or it's just gonna be another one that
Elon, buy it. I
download
want
once,
base
forget
Twitter.
you
Come
need,
on,
and
Elon.
delete when you free up space on your phone.
Come on, Elon.
Or it's just going to turn into another echo chamber.
How we doing,
So
all
I
you
can
beautiful
understand
people?
the sentiment here to buy one of.
All right, Grow the Farm Up goes. My kids joke with me that Parler and Truth Social are just the internet's worst dad jokes. That's why they don't make it. Yeah, like it's the Parler. That one was pretty brutal. That was boomer Twitter was what Parler was. And unfortunately, the techie geeks fucking targeted Parler fucking brilliantly and took it out. Truth Social, I think what's kind of really being a problem for it is Trump is apparently just sitting at his laptop approving each account one at a time himself. Like, all right, who is this guy? I don't know about that. You're not allowed. You are allowed. Yes, I like you. Very pro America. Look at that. It's beautiful. Very great. Wahoo Sam, need to get Phil drinking Jim on an empty billboard in the middle of nowhere. That would be an interesting sight. Oh God. Shh, don't give them any ideas, because then there'll be a picture of me like trying to choke down some gin just out on some fucking empty Nebraska fucking billboard out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I'm gonna have to take a picture of myself in front of it, but yeah, don't give these guys ideas, because they've like the guys over at Big Buck and Empire. Truth Social is a Trump one Twitter. Nice. Oh no. Wahoo, you just gave them an idea. She's like, dude, we can crowdfund that billboard. Yeah, because we've crowdfunded quite a few interesting things, just weird, silly shit. And yeah, that's something that would be right up our alley. Oh, fuck. Well, thanks, Wahoo Sam. That might actually happen now. Thank you much.
Of the forefronts of social media and take away the bias. Because if you can do that and you can do that successfully, that does
You'll never
open
take
the
away
door.
bias. Bias is always going to be there. That's the
Bias
problem.
will always exist, and but it is just like politics. The right currently is not doing so hot in terms of power, but it's cyclical. It'll come.
Tony's right there. Grow the farm up. Does that make me a bad person for wanting to submit my resume to Truth Social? I would like to see what Donald Trump thinks of me, while Donald Trump is a different kind of guy, huh? Oh Lord. Yeah, Truth Social. Like me, I'm gonna wait a couple of months till everything dies down, and then I might see if I can get myself a Truth Social account, or if it's actually something.
Back. Bias is always going to exist, and it's just depending on the culture of the world on which side is in control of it. But if you like, yeah, exactly, the collapse will be spectacular because it will be something so damaging to the platform, because all the people, like you said, if they get unbanned or all those people come back to the platform, the people that use it specifically now are probably going to leave.
I'm going to do a Truth Social meme. I just want mean tweets again.
Yeah.
Yes, Wes J. Ryan.
Oh,
he did.
Jesus,
he
please
did.
give me mean tweets again.
Switch to the preferred platform. I don't know that we would call it the preferred platform.
It's the one that prefers us. How about that?
Yeah, it's the one that tolerates us the most.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. Facebook used to be really bad towards us. Now they just like let us do whatever we want. It's
true.
I barely get
Facebook's
notifications
gotten
from Facebook
weird
anymore.
They kind of realized,
except for when I do something on my personal account, then like they'll bring the hammer down. The
election
on my
got over.
Account. That's why.
Now Facebook has definitely loosened the reins a bit. I don't know what happened. I don't know why that's happened, but I mean, we still have the independent fact checkers and censorship
sure.
on. But yeah, they kind of let us do our thing. So I'll give them that.
All right, let's read through this. Tesla co-founder and CEO Elon Musk wondered out loud. Okay. Aloud on Twitter whether another platform is needed, causing his millions of followers to call for him to buy the social media giant, given that Twitter serves, this is in quotes, given that Twitter serves as
grow the farm up. I bet Donald Trump goes out of his way to send you a 5x7 card in the mail or an email to tell you that you have not been accepted. I'm sorry, we've decided not to accept you. I bet that would actually be pretty funny. The reasoning would be fucking crazy. Oh, shit, dropped my phone. We decided not to accept you because we were going through some of your tweets, and I'm sorry, your take on this, I'm sorry, it's just not based enough. No, you're not on Trump Social. It won't happen. No, never. That would be like, I actually really want that to be true. I really want that to be true now. We'll have to roast our way into Truth Social. Like, goddamn, yeah, you're right there.
As a de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. Musk tweeted on Saturday, quote, "What should be done?" end quote. In a follow-up post, Musk asked, "Is a new platform needed?" question mark.
See, if you get too many platforms, even if okay, so you got Donald Trump with his Truth Social, you've got Zuckerberg in the Facebook. Do we really need another powerful person with a powerful platform? Because eventually, if the waters get too diluted with those, I don't see the need for it. I don't like monopolies, but I think right now it doesn't make a lot of sense to build a new one up.
Yeah, this is not comforting when Buck Sexton, that guy's so slimy.
What a great name, though.
I know. Too bad he's a douchebag, kind of a cunt. Yes, buy
Buck
Twitter
Sexton.
or build one. Save the country from these
All right, here's the United Kingdom's greatest import into the United States, Buck Sexton. The only way I know Buck Sexton is the guy who replaced Rush Limbaugh, and he was the guy that was the fill-in for Rush for years. I don't know. Really, nobody can fill in for Rush anymore. Like, it was just a, hello, I'm your secondary disappointment. I know you wanted to hear Rush, but it's me instead. And yeah, when Rush died, I'm going to go ahead and say the year Rush died was also the year that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. And that was when I knew there was no live forever serum. It did not exist because at least one of those two motherfuckers would have got the live forever serum if it actually existed, but it didn't. Rush died, Ruth died. And you know, if there was a fucking serum to let you live one more fucking week, those two would have fucking got it. Like, they would have given Ruth, like, I remember I was at a little family a bonfire years ago where a relation of mine was saying, like, oh, hell no. Doesn't matter. Like, even if Ruth Bader Ginsburg's going out, they're going to like Futurama put her fucking head in one of them fucking jars and just keep her alive forever. They're never going to let her go. But she still died. So that's how you know they don't have the forever serum. Both Rush and Ruth went.
Silicon Valley lives, because that's what everybody really thinks. Thanks, Buck Sexton, for your fucking most fucking like boneheaded goddamn reply, like to an actual problem. That's your reply to an actual problem about free.
I'm sorry, I got to stop. Wahoo Sam, whatever happened to the days of corporations staying neutral just because it's common sense business? That's always kind of what I was thinking. Like, I remember I was on a panel where they were like, should Coca-Cola do more about a voting rights bill? And I had to keep going. They make sugary drinks. Why is anybody's anything about voting any of their fucking business at all? Like, they don't care. Like, they make sugar drinks and really bad bottled water, like really bad. So so yeah, I don't, I've never understood that idea. I think in corporate America, it's now trendy to like have some sort of philanthropic thing you're doing too. Wahoo Sam, Republicans buy sneakers too. Michael Jordan. It is a lot of that. I mean, yeah, the other side buys shit too. What the fuck?
Free speech concerns. Let's go. Yeah, fuck these psycho Silicon Valley libs. God damn it, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with some of that.
I don't disagree with what you're saying.
You fucking do this. That's not how you handle it.
I don't disagree. I just don't like how you got there. Dalton says buy stocks now. He will kill it. He collapses Twitter and brings back MySpace within a calendar year.
Dude,
God,
that'd be fucking awesome.
It would. Yeah, but he's a walking meme machine, says Kevin. I don't think he would reign as douchey as the Zuck. Who's the Zuck? I don't know. He's a great guy. I have no problem.
Zuck's awesome, man. Zuck's the man.
Love him. His name is Buck, and he loves to cuck.
Yep.
Get cucked, says Kevin. I love that.
It says he's a former CIA analyst. Maybe that's why I don't like him.
That makes
Maybe I can see the fucking alphabet fucking government agency all over his goddamn bitch face.
That might have something to do with it. Girl, the farm up goes, no, that's the other guy. Buck Sexton, Clay, Travis, do Rush now. My mistake.
You know they made that guy in a lab, right?
Probably.
I heard that.
I guarantee they upload thoughts for him to spew out on his radio show every day. He has no fucking coherent thoughts of his own. A guy, fuck God.
It's like anti-Twitch.
He would be one of the guys that would get on Twitch and get owned by the left because all he does is just reread the same talking points. He has no actual thought or conversation. Like Fox News.
Well, who needs conversation when you're talking to yourself?
Yep, pretty much.
I mean that's not a shot at Phil. Dalton says he puts the anal in analysis.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep, pretty much. All he does is just reread the same talking points. He has no actual thought or conversation. Like Fox News.
Well, who needs conversation when you're talking to yourself?
Pretty much.
I mean that's not a shot at Phil.
Nice. I didn't hear it the first time. I was reading comments. Well done,
says he puts the anal in analysis.
Well done.
That's right.
Yes,
he does.
You put the cis in analysis.
Ooh,
I don't know.
I don't.
Didn't sound as good as it did in my head.
You know what? Girl, the farm up has a great point here. Or try too badly, it takes two of them. Really, it took Rogan and about 100 other content creators to fill the EIB shoes. Love it or hate it, it's true. Oh, yes, it takes a lot of content creators to fill Rush's shoes, and even then, nobody really fills them. It's Rush's one of a kind. In judo, they had a phrase about a great judo master, Masahiko Kimura, and they always said, Kimura, none before, none after. And Rush is much the same. Rush Limbaugh, none before, none after.
Giggity.
Thanks, chicken. That was
Anyway,
funny.
Twitter is widely criticized for years by conservatives who say social media giant has censored free speech, including this week when the company put warning labels on articles published by a Federalist. It said may be unsafe. Yeah, these label things fucking disturb me. Twitter later removed the warning labels and told Fox News Digital that the company had mistakenly flagged the post. It's always one. That's the thing. Like, everybody's always like, "Oh, you conservatives and you right leaning and you all the you just think that they're picking on you. They're not. They do it to the left too. But it's like, yeah, but the mistakes are only one way. Like, when was the last time you saw a CNN fucking post anywhere with a fact check underneath of it on mistake, like by mistake, like
Right.
because if these mistakes are happening, they would go both ways, right?
Well,
you would think Rachel Maddow's fucking post from what, 3 months ago would be taken down. The one I'm trying to remember which one of hers that I was really pissed off about. Pretty sure it had to do with COVID. And it was all misinformation, blatant and obvious misinformation. Yet it's still up. To this day, it is still up on Twitter.
There's no consistency at all
No.
with the rules that are actually being enforced.
But Babylon B posts the joke of this is the woman of the year and this is the fastest or the the man of the year is or the woman of the year was, god damn it. And now I'm trying to
man.
Yeah. You get it. It's a transgender joke, but but that's what it was. It was a joke. Sure, it might have been offensive to some people, but like it was still a joke. And they're like, no, you have to delete it before we unsuspend you. Like, nah, just either what, like they can't delete it because then they are publishing. And then they're subject to other scrutiny and other issues. But then they just hijack your account because you won't delete it. That's what happened to my original account. Like, I could.
That sounds familiar.
I called Alyssa Milano a cunt, and they said you have to delete this tweet, but I couldn't delete the tweet because they locked me out of my account because it's hooked up to my Roadrunner account. Remember Roadrunner Internet, folks? Remember that? Beep, beep. Yeah. I had that shit like 10, 12 years ago. Now, when my son was just born, that's when I made that account. I don't have that account anymore, so I can't verify my original Twitter account to delete that original tweet. And they said after 6 months of no posts, that account will go away. No, it's still there. Twitter doesn't even know like their own rules.
No, they don't. It's just a group think of people who think the same thing, and censorship is the most important thing. And they're right. There's no consistency to the rules. Look,
I'm gonna go grab my Angel's Envy.
Look who's still on Twitter at this point. The leaders of the Taliban, fucking Vladimir Putin, but the 45th president of the United States still can't have a fucking Twitter handle. Like, good God, give me a break. I hate the inconsistencies of the rules that the liberals in Silicon Valley and the tech giants have enforced on us. Like, censorship is not a good thing, but we have been groomed into believing that censorship is the best thing, and it's never going to be a good thing. We should be allowed to speak our opinions, even if they're not right. Give us a chance to say them so we can be enlightened and be wrong. Because if you're not allowed to be wrong, you can't grow. They don't want you to grow. They want you to fall in line. And that's really the biggest sin at this point, is if you don't fall in line, you will be deleted.
Delete me, daddy.
Delete me harder, daddy.
Yeah. The whole.
Did you have a web TV with your Roadrunner account?
No. Web TV was like 20 years ago.
Keep going.
That was high school.
Dude,
no, that was fucking junior high when I.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
old school.
That's really old school.
Yeah, I remember that shit in like 6th grade.
Yeah, that's old-fashioned sentence right there.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. What the fuck is a web TV?
No,
You mean YouTube?
Yeah, right. So this whole social media thing, and everybody like make your own, do all this shit. Here's the fucking thing, and especially when it comes to the censorship portion of it, like you can talk about Section 230 and like the laws and all the shit that's in the way. Until something is actually changed there, you're always gonna run into the same problem because you can't just have anybody run around calling for violence. They're gonna get censored. You can't just have people doing certain things. Now, like, I don't know, if you really think misinformation is, really that bad, then get rid of Rachel Maddow and maybe we'll shut the fuck up. Like when these people say the same horrible shit in the opposite direction, it needs to go both ways. And I think that's the biggest problem with it is most people would be okay with, hey, yeah, that guy was shit talking and he kind of took that a little too far and it went against the rules.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so did that other guy that thinks, complete opposite ideology. Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's consistent. I think more people would be accepting of that. I think that's the only thing that Elon could do to Twitter to make it better. And I don't think it's worth 70 million or billion, however much it's worth. Why would you spend that much money to just put that rule in place? Fuck that. That sounds like a huge waste of time and money.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's actually a good investment that would bring advertisers back, because that's the only reason you would want a social media company anyway, is to make money off of advertisers. But it's the advertisers that are going to bitch and get people kicked off. So it's like, the only way you can do is either not make any money and get rid of advertisers. If you did try to do it both ways, you're going to lose advertisers and will actually, devalue your company's fucking. Yeah, none of it makes sense. You can't do it in today's world the way it is, and all social media will turn into the same thing eventually. They'll all come back around to what Twitter is today, to what Facebook is today, to what YouTube is today. It's all going to keep just circling that drain. They all end up down the same fucking hole, people. There's no end to this unless you actually go to the law, and either they become a utility, which that means it's harder for us to do a live show like this or anything. It's all centralized, and there'll be a lot of other different problems that we have to bitch about. So I don't know what the answer is, but I wouldn't waste a fucking penny on Twitter because it's not worth it, and it's just going to end up back where it was.
Yeah, I think the sentiment is there. And believe you me, I'd love to have a social media where it actually felt like we weren't being silenced. I just don't know how you actually go about doing it. I mean, but if somebody's got the funding, it's obviously going to be a guy like Elon Musk. So see what this brings. Grow the Farm Up chimes in. Kid Rock has concerts for only the non-vaxxed and maskless. Up and down your block. Kid Rock has concerts for non-vaxxed and maskless. Up and down your block. With a bottle of scotch off the rock.
Yeah.
Take off that mask.
Yeah, I can.
Super fan. Grow the Farm Up.
I fucking. Okay.
How does it? Wait, hang on.
Kid Rock
has
is like
concerts for the non-vax. How does he check that?
If all the boomers that make shitty memes were half as cool as Kid Rock, I'd be okay with it. Like, even Kid Rock is like pretty boomer.
But he's
now.
rocking up and down your block.
Like, when he starts talking, what was the thing?
Kid Rock is a little boomer now.
When he met Donald
I gotta
Trump,
give Chicken
Donald Trump
that.
asked him, he goes, what do you think I should do about North Korea? And he goes, sir, I'm not qualified to answer that.
Yeah.
But like, okay, I love you. Thanks, Kid Rock. Like, that makes fucking sense. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But everything else.
Could you imagine if he would have given like a real
all
answer?
boomer puke.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, oh my God,
Oh,
fucking
man.
shut up, Kid Rock. Oh no.
I remember like
Could you imagine if Kid Rock would have given Trump like a real answer there? Like, no, Trump, you know what I think you ought to do about North Korea? Like, you kind of have to compliment Kid Rock on his restraint there. Really, Jesus.
12 years ago when they said Kid Rock now regrets the name Kid Rock.
Yep.
I wonder how he feels about
fuck.
it now.
Yeah.
He knows something we don't. I don't know about that.
He ain't a kid no
Was
more.
going to send
It's
stars.
like the
but I
Young
lost
Bucks.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
It's just like the tag team, the Young Bucks. How long are they gonna until they just gotta go ahead and all right, we're just the Bucks now.
Dalton Carter, Fred Durst is a pussy.
Wow.
His new album kind of fucking rocks, man.
It did kind of hit right in the feels.
I was about to
Right in the
say.
nostalgic feels. I didn't.
Fred
hate it.
Durst is actually a
didn't
pretty
hate it.
interesting guy.
But
when you get
yeah,
into
Fred
his
Durst is still a
biography.
pussy.
Yeah. Did you see
God,
that
chicken.
Tucker Carlson Kid Rock interview?
No, I do have it. I do have it saved.
So wait,
I'm
Kid
gonna
Rock
have to
was
watch
rocking
that.
up and down the
Yeah.
block.
That'd
I
be
got
beautiful.
I got a DVR. I want to watch it. Just
I'm
because
assuming-
everybody's so mad at Kid Rock right now, it just makes me like him even more. Just because
I assume there were more softballs thrown in that than a College World Series.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tucker
And show
Carlson
canceled.
fucking
Pussy.
got Kid Rock on.
Damn it.
So, yeah.
See, I told you, it always comes
Kid
back
Rock,
and it
if you were
always
a
goes
tree,
down the
what
same
kind of tree
fucking
would you
drain.
be?
Now we're canceled by our own fucking audience.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
I get it. No, I don't know. I'm guessing right now he's not going to buy Twitter, and if anything, he'll
Doubter.
buy one of the offshoots, and it'll go nowhere, and that'll be the end.
I hope he doesn't waste any money on social media.
At this point, can he waste money? Like, is it even possible?
Well,
for
I
him
would
to waste
invest
Yes.
in like
If it
meta
stops
shit,
him from
like the
getting to
metaverse
Mars,
stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
it's a waste of money.
I know we all cringe at thinking about it. Imagine like how much money's to be made there.
Imagine Dragons.
Well, I just imagine a world where like that's what we're moving to. I remember. Do you remember the game? What was it? Second Life, when that was big.
I never played that. I know other
I didn't
people
either.
did, but yeah.
I remember when it got popular though, and I'm like, this is where we're headed, and now we're seeing it unfold with this meta shit. Grow the Farm coming in again. It's almost like Tucker and Kid Rock have a similar audience.
Wait.
You think there might be a connection there? No. It's got to be coincidence. Gots to be coincidence. Kid rocking up and down your block.
So bad.
It is. If you go back and listen to
American
Devil
badass. Watch me kick. You can roll with Rocky. You can radio edit. I'm a Pono flick. I'm like a Mason Graves. Gonna rock this bank. Yeah, that was what we all heard and fucking on the radio. You can roll with rock or you can radio edit. And that was what most of us heard.
and you don't just listen to the main songs, and you listen to the other songs. You're like, what the fuck is this? There are some wacky.
Isn't there one where he talks about drinking scotch and loves lots of crotch?
Yes,
I think that's the lyrics in one of the songs. Yeah,
that's in Ba with the Ba. Yeah.
Like when you were younger, you didn't care, but
Right. There's a
now
lot
when you
of
hear
stuff
that
in
song today, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
How did I miss that?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff that aged really well in Devil Without a Cause. I promise. Go back and retrospectively listen to Devil Without a Cause from start to finish.
Music reviews, yes.
We
Love
should
it.
do that. I can't wait to review Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Oh my god!
Damn it! Still a great album. Don't care. I'm like
fuck you.
25 years older now.
It was a simpler time.
Ouch.
It was a simpler time.
That's pain.
That was the time. Devil Without a Cause, Chocolate Starfish.
That's pain.
ICP, hip hop rock was
ICP.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of
many
the fact
words
that
you
I
could
ever
say
owned a
back
single
then.
ICP
Yeah.
album. I'm ashamed to say that.
You could get away
But
with shit.
it's
back then. You
true.
could say
I owned a
people
lot of
take it as a
ICP
joke
albums.
because it was a joke and it was funny and we weren't all such sensitive little cunts.
Yeah. And I remember
Dalton, Boss with the Ba with a motherfucking chainsaw. What?
What?
Chainsaw. What?
Everybody's just having a.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in.
I'll give
Hopefully
Chicken his
you
word
enjoyed
here.
That little clip there. If you want to see more, we do live shows every week covering the latest
Chicken.
news, politics, and we just try to have a good fun, good laugh. All are welcome. Don't like our opinions on stuff? Drop in. Let us know. Hit that subscribe button and get alerted next time we go live. When we go live, We'll pull up your comments right there in the stream. We'll have the conversation. We'll duke it out live with you on the air. Really, really fun time. Good group of people. Fun community to be a part of. Join us. Come check us out. Hopefully you had a good time, because we sure as hell always do. And we'll see you next time in the live streams or in the comments. Appreciate you as always. Love you. Bye.
And thank you as always, Chicken. Yes, that's just a little preview of what you can find over at Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube and Facebook. Stuff like that. That week it was sans K.O.E. because I was sadly gone. Maybe before night's end, I'll play. It was a pretty fun clip of me with the boys, and it was talking about Jussie Smollett. It was an interesting take. And it was just a fun night, to be honest with you. I think that was the night where the audience started doing the gin stuff. So it was rough. It was rough, but we made it. So, you know what, folks? One moment. Had to clear the airways of Extreme for all you beautiful people, because I did one rum review this evening. But I think since you people are here this evening, and because I've got one more bottle that I need to kill, I'm still working on the previous cocktail I made. It was very strong, so I had to mix a lot more ice and a lot more peach juice. But I figure while I'm here, I'm going to do another review of this beautiful Havana Club rum. So yes, folks, welcome one and all to a very special review of Havana Club rum, Puerto Rican rum. So it's got the name Havana Club, but it's Puerto Rican rum. We'll get into that in a little bit. But also, it's Añejo Blanco. For those who know anything about tequila, that's an unusual classification, Añejo Blanco. But so, folks, this is a recipe created in Cuba. Every bottle of Havana Club starts with the finest sugar cane molasses. The rum rests for at least 1 year in oak barrels as the Caribbean weather of Puerto Rico works its magic. We employ a double aging process, achieving a bold and sumptuous taste with a smooth finish. The Archibald family founded their company and built their first distillery in Cardenas, Cuba in 1978. Decades later, this family of rum makers would be forced to flee during the Cuban Revolution. Precious recipes in hand, after years of controversy, this well-kept treasure has been dusted off once again for crafting this incomparable rum in Puerto Rico. The family crest continues to grace Havana Club rum as a reminder of the tenacious and passionate Cuban spirit that inspired it. Neat. Neato burrito. And so that's how it is in Añejo Blanco. So there you go, folks. There we go. Okay. Definitely pick up some ethanol here. Like, you definitely get ethanol very heavy here. Honestly, like, you know that this is made of molasses, but the nose does give you a lot of tequila qualities. I don't know how else to quite put it. Just, it doesn't smell like molasses. It smells like sugar. That's what it really smells like when I'm taking a nose of this. Like, just simple syrup and alcohol, if that makes sense. So, interesting. All right, well, enjoy. The palate reflects that, to be honest. It dissipates quickly. It's sugary. It's sweet. But boy, I mean, it's just very minimal. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it dissipates on your tongue. It doesn't leave toffees. It's just sugar sweet. I don't know how else to put it. That it's just a good sugar. Hmm. 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 Interesting. Almost has like that familiar sting of Blanco tequila or even some vodka after the sugar dissipates. So now we get to the interesting part, the grading. Now, for those who don't know, I grade on a 5-star scale. 5 meaning you have to have it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 meaning pass it on by. The K.O.E Nation has advised you well. So we're going to grade this on a few scales. We're going to grade this as a Caribbean rum. We're going to grade this as a rum. We're going to grade this as a cask aged spirit. It's shelving. And then for those new to the show, the secret 5th question. So, as a Caribbean rum, I am going to give this 2.5. It's just a good serviceable Caribbean rum. It's right in the middle there. It can work in any cocktail you want it to, and I've used it for several cocktails and it works amazingly. I actually used this to make a punch romaine and it was perfect. This would actually be my go-to for making a punch romaine, but we'll get to that later. As a rum, that's kind of where I think of cocktails more. That's why I'm going to give this 3 stars as a rum. Excellent stuff for cocktailing. So this one, and it doesn't really break the bank either. This one I got on sale for just a little over $20. Then as a cask aged spirit, to be honest, you don't get much here. I'm going to give it 2 stars as a cask aged spirit because it's barely one. They even call it an añejo blanco, but I have to call it as I see it and cask aged, and I'm going to give it 2 stars. In terms of shelving, this is a bottom shelf easy reacher, so you can definitely have yourself a good evening mixing it. In terms of will I buy this rum again, which is the secret 5th question? Yes, I will, because it's just a great mixer. It's going to be my go-to mixing rum for any kind of complex cocktails. This is the one to go for. It's very simple in its flavor, but it really lets your sweeteners and everything else do it what it needs to do. Like for this cocktail I made of Pusser's rum and peach juice, the rum overpowered the juice. But every time I've mixed this with peach juice, the peach is the most powerful thing. So, folks, this has been my review of Havana Club rum. Thanks for joining me for that one, folks. All right, now moving right along. Tim Pool yes, Grow the Farm Up. Huge fan of Tim Pool. One of his favorites. He's totally just like right there. Tim Pool has been a sometimes bringer on of somebody that Grow the Farm Up made me aware of, and that's Jack Murphy. I had no idea who this person was. I had no idea, like, oh wow, Tim Pool amplified this guy. Okay, interesting. And then you find out all these weird fucking bizarre shit about Jack Murphy, and like, oh no, and his fucking luminal order and all that bullshit. It was quite enlightening, and I've actually uploaded a video about it. You can check it out on K.O.E Nation on YouTube, the Jack Murphy saga. It's really something. But yeah, and I just find it fascinating that on the quartering, when Will Smith's thing comes up, they've got a picture of Jack Murphy all over again. I'm like, wow, they're just gonna fucking bury this poor guy forever. But you know, I don't know what to say. Like, you feel bad for him, but at the same time, fuck, really? I mean, fuck. I mean, really? You have to take that into account. So but folks, fool.
Where is your Alexa of Extreme, Stan Marsh? No, I don't have a wiretapping device that I keep in my house at all times. Hey, intelligence agency wiretap. What's a good recipe for pancakes? Like, yeah, I don't have an Alexa or any of that stuff. So, I eventually, I guess I'll break down and get one when every other human being has one, or, when they wheel me into the old folks home and everybody's using these things. But to me, I'm gonna, like, if I get one, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm too much. I was raised on Star Trek. I'm going to have it say, computer. That's gonna be it. Computer, give me what's a good thing for this? Thank you, computer. What's it? Because fuck it. That was Star Trek. Data would be like talking to a computer, and I wonder if he thought of that as like, talking to a distant cousin. Which, boy, that's an interesting question. If we ever invent artificial intelligence, does it have rights? Like true artificial intelligence, where it thinks, therefore it is. Like not just the we made a fucking bot that can think a little bit better and we let it loose on Twitter for a couple of days. I'm talking like real, actual, why am I here? Why did you make me? Artificial intelligence. I think that's when you have to ask, do they deserve rights? But that is going to be a question for the next generation. Now, hang on one second. I'm looking up what I'm going to treat you beautiful people to next. Because, it's been a very interesting and trying time. But we all get through it as needs must. But in the time, this is a video that I uploaded that was tremendously popular. This was an interesting review that I did of a store pick from Nebraska that everybody freaked out about. When I put it on the Facebook groups, everybody flipped the fuck out over it. And they fucking, well, do you have this whiskey? Do you have this whiskey? No, we ain't got this whiskey anymore. Ah, God damn it. So apparently I learned when I get a store pick, just open it and review it immediately because fuck. But let's see. Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for another special wine, beer, and spirits store pick review. I am your king of extreme, Phil K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. You can find me at K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, folks. Yes, it's all very on brand. And I am joined by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, Tony the Rod 2.0, and follow me on Big Buckin' Empire at the Dog and Chicken Show and Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast.
Yes, folks. Now, this is Traverse City Whiskey Company, straight bourbon whiskey, barrel proof, 8 years old, 57.9% ABV, single barrel for wine, beer, and spirits. And this is from Michigan. So the glove. It says, for this limited edition release, we've hand selected the most flavorful whiskey in our rick house. Aged for more than 4 years, it's bourbon in the most natural state, uncut and bottled at full barrel proof, crafted to sit slowly and enjoy during life's defining moments. Cheers. Bottle 139 of 181 from this barrel. So nice, because normally when they water a barrel down, you can get about 230, 250 bottles. So they did not. So
no.
All right.
This
this
is a heavy one.
This is from Wine, Beer, and Spirits, and literally one of the guys that like helps make their store picks basically just talked me into getting this. Like, it's an expensive one, but I was just talking about how much I loved the Woodford Reserve store pick, and he said, well, we got this. I'll give it a shot. Well, here we go.
Not bad.
Not bad. Real cork. Oh, it even says Traverse.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Traverse City Whiskey Co. right there on the.
There. Go light because this is from the glove, and I might need a glove drinking it. Good Lord, that's a hefty proof.
So you want up to the rim?
That's good. And I like high proof, but this one I'm cautious of.
Yep. Now this one, I figured we should get into it sooner rather than later because I've been hanging on to it for a while, and
True.
Anybody who's had this bottle, it's probably getting close to the bottom if they haven't
That's fair.
finished it off. So let's see how this particular store pick from Wine, Beer, and Spirits from Lincoln, Omaha, and now Grand Island even. And I've stopped there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Nice place. Let's see how it hits
This
those.
really hangs to the glass.
Sweet.
Strong. There's a
Like a toffee-ish.
I was about to say a Java.
True.
Like a
Phil
coffee,
K.O.E.
a mocha.
Michigan Bourbon 2024. Of
I was
course.
hoping for caramel, but I didn't quite get it, but it was close. Like you said, it was coffee-ish.
Yeah,
toffee.
there's a coffee bean in here, which is really delightful. But it definitely smells strong. And again, what 58 proof or ABV?
Yeah, I think it's like 58.9 or something. Like,
Okay,
I'll tell you. Prepare yourself.
give it a go. Oh, heavy coffee influence.
Woo!
Mm.
There's some spice there, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the start is delicious and sweet and marvelous.
Wow.
The end is spicy peanuts.
Dark roast coffee on the finish on for sure.
I'm getting coffee like
Wow.
on the middle of my tongue.
Yeah.
On the back of my tongue, it's all like dark roasted peanuts. On the front, it's caramel and chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
A dark
kind of
chocolate.
that's kind of the wash I'm getting as it's going back across my palate.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. That's delicious.
Yeah, that's A+.
That's fantastic. This is this is another one. The proof would allow it. I think it's going to be great
the
on ice.
Second drink, the spice isn't nearly as intense.
No. It settles down.
Once your palate's acclimated to it.
Yeah, this one.
And then you're right. It's coffee, roasted peanuts,
Wow.
and chocolate after that.
Oh man, all good stuff. This is delicious.
The caramel does dissipate, but the chocolate's still there.
Man, I know you picked this up a while ago, but is there any chance this is left?
Nope.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
a
it.
shame. That's a shame. This is
We'll
this
have
is
to
good.
save this for special occasions.
This is nice.
I think maybe ice balls.
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
I definitely want to try this over ice because I think this one will definitely open up. Wow.
Grow the Farm Up says, just watch the first 2-3 seasons of Westworld if you can ever find it anymore. That pretty much summarizes your AI rights question. Got Anthony Hopkins, one of my favorites. I'm out, KOE Nation. Definitely check out Grow the Farm Up on YouTube. Great stuff if you want to learn about sustainable agriculture. And we'll, after this video, I'm going to hit up one of his videos, actually, because, it's what we do. But yes. I'll have to check that out sometime, definitely.
Wow.
Marvelous. So
That's dangerous.
now,
Wow.
keep in mind,
That's good.
I paid $80.
I believe it. Generally, you want to pay somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 for a store pick. 60, 65. 80 is real. It better be damn good.
If it's less than $50, you just kind of got a feeling that store just kind of worked something out with somebody.
I was going to
for the house.
say 50 and under for a store pick. You're like, okay, is this really a store pick? That 60, 65 range is really where you want to be, but $80.
Yes, but this is 8 years old, such a high proof. So I get the feeling the reason this was so expensive is because I actually looked into it. Getting yourself a barrel from a big distillery like Woodford Reserve costs tens of thousands of dollars, like sometimes $20,000 to get a really good store pick. And so these stores are putting a tremendous investment up front to get it. And so this one was like, all right, we want something a little better. We're going to pay a little more for it. Our customers are going to have to pay it. And so we ended up having to slap down extra 20.
And the proof is there. So it's not like you're being cheated because
Yeah.
most people are probably going to pour this over ice and string it out a little.
I was about to say, like with the water you're going to add to it, you probably got like this much whiskey to be, truth be told. But this is
This
wow,
is great.
shockingly good.
I'm I'm a fan. I'm definitely interested in the rest of their line now because this was one I was curious about, but never really gravitated towards. But now,
Also, don't underestimate the fact that the folks at Wine, Beer, and Spirits that do these store picks might just have palettes that really match our own.
I would agree because so far, home runs all the way
I was
around.
about to say they have a good appreciation for the sweet,
Yeah.
but they've got a lot of spices in there too. So so we both seem to enjoy.
Say, have we had a bad store pick from there yet? They've all been fantastic.
Not yet. So
I've loved all of them.
we'll keep trying though, folks.
Yeah.
We'll let you know if one happens to come by. But now we get to the really hard part.
This is gonna be tough, actually.
The grading. For those who don't know, we grade on a 5-star scale. 5 meaning you have to try it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 meaning pass it on by. The K.O.E Nation has advised. Do well. We're going to grade this as a bourbon, as a whiskey, as a cask-aged spirit. It's shelving, and for those new to the show, the secret 5th question. So, Tony, as a bourbon whiskey, as a bourbon, what do you grade this?
As a bourbon, I'm gonna say I'm trying not to overreach, and I'm gonna say 3.6.
3.6 as a bourbon.
Yeah. Because this is not going to be your standard bourbon profile. Like a hardcore bourbon drinker would probably appreciate this, but this may not be the exact flavor profile they're expecting because this is very rich, very dark, very heavy. So depending on their palate, this may not appeal to the casual bourbon drinker.
I let that last drink sit on the back of my tongue, and
It's a hot one.
That was a spice ball. Now, granted, this is bourbon from Michigan, so if they're aging it in Michigan, it's going to have a different aging season than something from Kentucky, say.
Sure.
So the fact that this is 8 years, but has these very interesting sharp flavors and sweetness, which can come from younger whiskeys, I really appreciate what they've done here.
Yeah, this is really, really nice.
I'm going to disagree with you and give this 4 stars as a bourbon.
I didn't want to fanboy out too hard on the bourbon scale because it's not atypical bourbon.
No.
So I could go higher, but I'm gonna keep it at 3.6 to keep us grounded.
Fair enough. Now, as a whiskey,
4 stars easy. Actually, no, screw that. 4.25.
Oh,
yeah, this is delicious. And again, once we try this over the ice, I think it's really gonna be shockingly good. Now, even more so than we were already fanboying out over it neat.
Now, for how expensive it is, I'm not going to do it very often, but I'm going to agree with you, 4.25, because imagine this mixed with Barks Root Beer.
Yeah,
you got to get the proportions just right over a big ice ball. You start off with the bourbon, you put the big ice ball in, and you pour Barks Root Beer just up to the point where you got that much left in the glass.
Hell, I'll do you one better. Just dump it right into a glass bottle of sarsaparilla.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, Sioux City sarsaparilla.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would like I'm doing that now. Like you realize when you come over for WRESTLEMANIA, there's going to be a couple of bottles of Sioux City sarsaparilla here.
The best.
Good Lord. So,
I think that would complement really well. If you're going to cocktail it and do a simple cocktail such as that, I think that's perfect.
Now, cask-aged spirit. I think this is pretty much all in the casking.
I agree.
It's 8 years.
I agree.
What are you going to give it, and why is it 4.25 or better?
I'm going to go 4.5, actually.
Okay, 4.5. I'm going to stick with 4.25 as cask-aged. But this is amazing. Out of 5 stars,
I really hope the rest of their line can live up to the expectations that this
is going to be tough.
Yeah, it is.
Like, because this is kind of the top end. Like, let's be frank, it's an $80 bottle of 8-year bourbon from a distillery from Michigan.
We're doing another store pick, starting us out on a brand which isn't the smartest thing because we did this with Heaven's Door, and that was a stupid high proof bottle, and
it was a stupid good bottle.
I wasn't disappointed when I tried the standard bourbon either, though. But it definitely very handily from the standard bourbon to the store pick. So I'm expecting their standard bourbon to be not underwhelming, but definitely a little more pedestrian, and would probably get a higher rating for me on a bourbon scale.
I could see that. So, and when I went to Wine, Beer, and Spirits, they had the entire line of Traverse City. They had everything.
I've seen it,
and they've got like 5-6 different things that are available. So
I just never gravitated towards it. But now I will.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to give it a shot now. Yeah. I mean, they've got a rye and everything now, apparently. Ooh. So we'll have to look into what they got at another time. But this particular spirits now cask aged spirit. What did you grade it?
4.5.
4.5, and yeah, I gave it 4.25. That's right.
Yeah.
Now shelving. Yeah, I think this is weird. This is gonna have to
send it up.
I figured it was gonna go back on my middle shelf, but no, this is a top shelf special occasion. Yeah. This is gonna sit next to my Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirits and one of my Wine, Beer, and Spirit Woodford Reserve Double Oak store picks and a bunch of Blanton's bottles.
Yeah, this is a special bourbon. I really like that.
I'm glad. God, I wish I could remember the guy who talked me into it. Like next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, "You, dude,
what else you got?"
Yeah, because they usually got like 4 or 5 store picks. Like, okay, out of these 4 or 5, what's the one you would take home tonight?
And what's the best and what's the worst? Because we're trying to find a bad one.
Yeah, we've been trying to find one. We haven't.
Give me the best and give me the worst.
All right. Good God. That's a weird question to ask any salesman.
Hey.
Like, I'm going to buy them both. What's your best and what's your worst?
But if you ask it that way, they're going to tell you.
You know? True. Very true.
Oh, thank God somebody wants to buy it.
Yes. Oh, my God. This has been sitting here for
months.
It's this ocean vodka that's in the blue round things. Like, no, not that bad. Jesus.
No. We're sticking with whiskey here.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I don't need ocean vodka.
But, so, yeah, top shelf. Out of nowhere, and I've just been sitting on this for over a year now, and
good things come to those who wait. Here it is.
Now, the secret fifth question is: when this bottle runs empty, will I seek another one? Unfortunately, I don't think that's possible. But I'm going to enjoy this while I have it.
I'm hoping this will be like the Woodford, and they'll have at least something very similar come back around.
And if not, I'm going to keep my eyes open for any other 8-year-old store picks from this distillery. But
there you go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But like, this is a good example of, folks, sometimes just enjoy what you have while you have it. And it's also like that song, don't know what you got till it's gone. Yes. So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for this very, very surprising spirits review of Traverse City Whiskey, a special store pick from Wine, Beer, and Spirits. This one was from their Lincoln location. They literally had 3 bottles left, and I grabbed one, and I went back the next time. There was still one there, but it was $80, so it was like, I haven't even tried it yet. So, But so, yes, folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Raise a glass of whatever special bourbon you got set aside for this evening. And I hope all of you find yourself back here at the K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Happy, healthy, much the wiser. God, this is fucking good.
This is fantastic.
Take it away.
We built Traverse City.
We built Traverse City on bourbon.
Good enough.
Don't ever give me a chance to throw in some verses. Don't worry, this song is copyright free everywhere.
Smooths itself out.
Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard to survive. That it is, folks. That it is.
Oh, Lord.
Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.
The beautiful musical stylings of Phil K.O.E.
Oh, Lord.
What did I do? Whoopsie daisies. Oh, that's silly. For a second, I accidentally clicked on the live stream that I'm in now. So if I wouldn't have corrected that quickly, we would have been in like some strange stream inception. That would have been crazy. But you know, Grow the Farm Up just took off not too long ago. But I'm gonna give him his just dues of at least I'm gonna play one quick video of his, folks. Here's a good one. It's from January 2022. It's the end of January, but it's still relevant, I think. So Grow the Farm Up. Thank you for joining us this evening. So I'm going to play one of your videos of life on the farm.
Hey guys, Grow the Farm Up. We are delivering seed beans today
Gonna turn that down a bit.
to the local co-op. There's exactly 2,100 units, which is different than bushels. On this particular bean, about 850 bushels makes 1,000 units. It's a small bean. It's an interesting bulk seed setup. We got a nice treater over here. Little conveyor. This is about the 10th location that I've hit. Thought I'd grab some video of it. We are delivering bulk, cleaned, conditioned seed beans. Hey, look how good those, look how nice those look. And then they just pull them out of these tanks at planting season. You can see they've got two conveyors down there on the end. One that goes into the treater and one that just dumps into the bulk seed tenders that farmers use. And it just eliminates the boxes and the bags. In today's logistical nightmare, as many pieces that you can eliminate from the supply chain, the better. You know, as many things that are in between us harvesting the seed and getting it into the ground in your field, as many different logistical handling things that you can get rid of, the more efficient, the higher the value, and the better it will be. And actually planting bulk like this, guys, with soybeans, if you're set up to do it, planting 1,000 acres of soybeans, let's say, it'll shave 2 days off your planting time rather than having to deal with pallets and boxes and forklifts, and you don't even need any of that stuff. You just show up here, get top quality beans, either treated or untreated, on you go. Yeah, we'll always put something in bags, you know, don't get me wrong, but this is definitely the future of soybean handling. We've seen it happen over the last 5 years. All right, guys, I got to get back to at it here. Grow the Farm Up.
There we go. So that was just a little shout out to my brother's YouTube channel, Grow the Farm Up there. Just had to throw that. Lesto, how the fuck you been, my man? How we doing there, my man? How the fuck has life been treating you, Lesto? Life's been a journey. I'll put it that way. That would be the best way to put it. But yes, that was Grow the Farm Up, and also the usual brother man. Thank you. That is a very long story. That is a very long story. One we will not get into this evening, I'm afraid. At least not on air. But yeah, but thank you for asking. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. But yes, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. That's how I'll put it. But folks, this has been a very interesting evening. But there's a few things that we need to cover.
Yeah, we'll do that sometime, man. After this evening, I'm going to be pretty drained, but we will do that sometime. Uh, yes, always. But yes, it's been quite an interesting little journey that we call this life. Um, but yes, folks, I've like I was saying on a previous stream, I went to a triple funeral of my family this last week. It was tragic and it's been quite something, but it's something that I learned to cope with one day at a time. And I'll honor the memories of those very beautiful people that are now no longer with us. But so yeah, that's the easiest way I can put it. But so folks, we move onward and we move as we must always, we move onward and upward in this life. And always, that's one lesson that I will give to all of you is to embrace all tomorrows. Because you don't know how many you got. That's for damn sure. So, folks, on that note, it's been quite an interesting evening. It's been quite an interesting time. It's been quite an interesting life. And I do appreciate all of you beautiful people in this particular audience with me. And I do appreciate all of you being here along for this amazing ride and this amazing journey that we call life. It's been more than my pleasure to get to spend amazing time with all of you. If you guys have ever seen the show Invincible, Donald, when he goes, "It's an honor, sir," hits and fulfills his mission, and his commanding officer goes, "The honor was all mine." And yeah, that's how I feel with the KOE Nation and all you beautiful people in the audience, I must say. But yes, so it's been heavy. That's one way of putting it. But folks, I think it's time, and I do believe so. And as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining me this evening here at the KOE Nation. Folks, it's been a fucking heavy one. It's been a crazy one, but I'm glad that I could fucking get back out here. And folks, I had to get back on the saddle eventually, and on the saddle I got back on, folks. And we are here together. And folks, make sure that you embrace all todays and you embrace all tomorrows. And I hope all of you make it back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. Raise a glass of anything that you like to yourselves. And folks, don't spend your time trying to find empty meaning in this life. Don't do that. The meaning of life is to strip it of all meaning through happiness. Okay? You don't spend your time in the most happiest moments of your life thinking, boy, what's the meaning of this? You're just in the effervescent joy of it. So folks, that's my fucking advice to you. Don't fucking do anything that you wouldn't regret tomorrow. Folks, in the words of Ernest Hemingway, don't ever wait to open a good bottle of whiskey or kiss a beautiful woman. So, folks, I'm going to leave you this evening with William Shakespeare, Full Fathom 5, one of my favorite poems by Shakespeare. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. I hope all of you make it back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. Be safe. And if there's a loved one in your life, give them an extra hug. It'll shock them, and you'll be happy about doing it too. Thank you. God bless. And drinking dirty cinnamon apple mead. And yes, that is a happy thing to drink. And all of us in the audience, a simultaneous sip. Marvelous stuff. God bless every last one of you. I'll catch you on the flip side, folks.
How we doing, all y'all? It's another very windy day in Nebraska, and I thought perfect time for the poem of the week. Full Fathom 5 by William Shakespeare. Full fathom 5 thy father lies, on his bones are coral made, those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell, ding dong, hark, now I hear them, ding dong bell. That was Full Fathom 5 by William Shakespeare. You've got a poem you'd like me to read. If you'd like me to read your poem, just drop it in the comments. I love the imagery of good poetry. Folks, I can't wait to see you right back here, happy, healthy, much the wiser. Be safe. Travel well.
Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you down slow, it's hard to survive.